Yo, what is up, everybody? Your boy E-Man from the Average Joe Sports Talk alongside my homie.
Jim from Fan in the Van.
Another edition of Cigars and Sports, baby. We are back at it like a bad habit. What is up, Jim?
Not much. Getting ready for the shitty Thursday night friggin' football game that they deem is a great matchup when they promote this nonsense, which is no. Bears Panthers is atrocious. It's an atrocious matchup. It's the battle of below mids.
It's really bad. It's not only mid, but below mid, like you just said. You got backup quarterback in Bajan, who, for what it's worth, his dad is an arm wrestling champ. You should know that. The guy's like a fucking goat of arm wrestling. The dude's dad. And Bryce, Bryce Young, bro, just trying to do what he can with that shitty offensive line.
Yeah, just trying to survive because they're getting them murdered every friggin' week.
Yeah, man, absolutely, brother, absolutely, man. How's the weather in New York, man? Because I remember this time of year, November, it is shit show time, baby, as Thanksgiving approaches.
First off, you friggin' wake up, it's friggin' as cold as a boring woman's personality.
Mm-hmm.
And then throughout the day, it gets warmer. And then it gets cold again. It's fucking disgusting. It's like, you know what? Just make up your fucking mind at this point. You're going to be hot or you're going to be cold. Which one? I personally would take 65 all year round. And I'd be fine with that. I love living in New York, but eventually I'm going to have to escape 4 seasons and just deal with one, and that's it.
Hey, dude, right now, let me tell you something right now. It's 77 degrees. It's not humid anymore because this time of year, it's when it becomes like that. See, here in the summer, when it's hot as fucking balls, dude. It's humid as shit, right? Nighttime, it feels horrible. But, AC fucking kills it all. And going in the water close to the beach also, cures it all.
Yeah.
But now, this is a time of year that when you sit out here at night, dude, 77 degrees feels like, 70 or 60. And it's not humid. And I'm actually enjoying doing this out here, smoking a cigar. I don't have all these fucking bugs flying around me right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm zapping these bastards. But, dude, I love it. I don't miss the fucking 4 seasons. I've been down here way too long now, and I enjoy wearing, shorts and fucking, polo shirts and t-shirts and shit all year long. You know what I'm saying?
I'm still rocking shorts to work. I mean, I'll still rock the shorts to work. It don't matter. Until it's a blizzard, then pants go on. Until then, it's shorts. And that's it.
Apart from the shitty-ass Thursday night football game, brother, what are we smoking today? And I know you had a huge weekend, man, based on our conversation back and forth. Tell your boys what you did this weekend. Where were you at? Your connections, the quality of individual, what you got. I mean, you had some real banging cigar style a la Jim weekend. You know what I'm saying? What's up with that, brother?
Last Friday, I was in a cigar heaven. Well, because last Friday was the South Shore Cigar 3-year anniversary party.
Okay, shout out.
Rocky Patel was there pretty much sponsoring it. And so they were doing all different deals, like buy a 3-pack for $50, you get entered into a raffle. Buy 2 of rare pinks, it doesn't matter what size it is, get entered into a raffle. And so I wound up winning some rare pinks, which people go crazy for. I mean, it's a good cigar. Don't get me wrong. It's a great cigar, but it's very expensive, and a lot of people don't realize that they're actually named after sex things too, the rare pinks. So actually, I got one here. I'll just pretty much show off this one. They call this one, which is the biggest one you can get. Apparently, this is called the sophisticated hooker. Now, you tell me where you've met a hooker that's been sophisticated.
No.
Never in your fucking life have you. Never. Because they're all retarded or stupid. Because if they were sophisticated, they wouldn't be hooking and selling their ass for friggin' $20 here and there to get pounded out by some dirty fucking guy, raw dog. No.
I have met sophisticated strippers, though.
Yes, that there are. Well, that's because they're paying to do college.
They're paying for college, all right? So
yeah.
And I've paid back in the day. I think there's a fun name after me. Because, man, I blew a lot of cash on fucking strippers, bro. Especially down here in South Florida, where it's like the best place in the world apart from Vegas.
I've been to a few up here when Wiggles was open back in the day.
Oh, shit, I remember that. I was there, man. I remember Wiggles. Holy shit.
Which I went back before the Russians took it over. So we all know who used to own it back then. And that was the place I used to tell people, do not fuck around in here. How many friggin' bouncers you know with fucking Glocks attached to them? Not many.
Yeah, there was more than just stripping going on, dude. It was a meetup spot.
No, well, there's a lot of meetup spots for a lot of things in there too. I've seen a few things happen in there in my day, but you know, I ain't gonna sit here and air it out like the other guys do in their little podcasts that they do. I'm not gonna air out what I've seen because I don't think it should be aired out. You know.
Plus, you're a gentleman, bro. You know what I'm saying, dude? You're a gentleman. You got honor. You got the code, all right?
Yeah.
Just like I know you were rubbing.
Story to tell.
Yeah, you were rubbing some elbows this Saturday, though, man. And shout out to South Shore. What was the anniversary of you guys? South Shore was celebrating this weekend again.
It was the 3-year anniversary of their opening. So like the Rocky Patel rep was there, which was pretty cool to hang out with him.
Nice.
He actually admitted, which is hilarious. You never hear a rep ever admit this, that they make too many cigars.
Wow, really?
But the argument here, even though they make a lot of cigars, for those that watch that like Rocky Patel cigars,
I like Rocky Patel.
Can you name one bad Rocky Patel cigar you've ever had, other than the one that they featured Ray Lewis on that I will never smoke because it's a Ravens one and I will never smoke it. Other than that, I've never ever have had a bad Rocky Patel cigar. Never.
Rocky's a good smoke. You know, it's funny because I think I've smoked maybe 4 different types, and I go back to the whale. And like, you know, when I used to back in the day when I would experiment as much as I would, you know, trying to look at good smokes, budget, you know what I'm saying, dude? Because you know how cigars are. You know them better than anybody else, and you really go hard on them. You know, it's an expensive fucking luxury that you're getting. It's really not a habit, because if you ever don't smoke cigars ever again, you can stop. You know what I'm saying, dude? It's not like cigarettes. Yeah. But it's just an expensive luxury that you do as for a sense of accomplishment. That's why I love cigars.
Yeah, it's therapeutic. It's relaxing. I'd rather do this than go out and get shit faced and not remember what I did.
Absolutely,
that's for sure.
Stone out of your mind. Yeah, you're right.
Plenty of those days.
Yeah,
plenty of those days in my past. So
it's called high school in the streets. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a couple of 12 packs of Schlitz back in the day. Now nice.
Raingold, baby. Give me some fucking Raingold, dude.
My one friend used to friggin' steal Zimas and put Skittles in it. I'm like, you fucking fruitcake. I'm over here drinking Natty Ice, and you're over here drinking fucking Zimas.
Mad Dog 2020. Give me some fucking old. Apart from the 40s and shit, this is like the beverage. You know, now we're talking about like tall boys and shit, right? 16 ounces, 12 ounces, 6 packs that you would go get at the bodega. At least for me, going in Brooklyn, you know what I'm saying? And the cool thing is that where I grew up, everybody knew who I was right from the block, and everybody knew my dad. So, dude, at 14, 15, they were selling me. These Dominicans were selling me beers left and right, bro. They didn't care. I'm thinking, they knew it was for me. It was cool, bro. Because they always told me, stay close to the block because we're watching you and your boys hanging out. At 16, 17. So before shit got really tough.
We used to pound old English 40s, Ballantines. I mean,
Colt 45s. I mean, Red Dog when the first fucking came out.
St. Ides Special Brews.
Oh shit! I remember when that bullshit came out. Holy crap, dude! That is all so much piss water, bro. It's not even funny. But back then, dude, I would right now I wouldn't piss on that shit because I'm afraid that I'm gonna get an infection or something, right? But back in the day, dude, I was like, what the hell, man? You thought you were drinking champagne. Valentine Ales, brother, champagne of beer. I don't know if that was I forgot. Maybe that's not the champagne of beers, but Miller Lite was a champagne of beers, right? Or Miller High Life, or whatever the fuck it was. What are you smoking today, bro?
My buddy actually got a DWI drinking fucking St. Ides Special Brews because he decided to take the empty bottle and stick it under his crotch. Cuts off an unmarked cop car. Gets pulled over, and the cop goes, right, get out of the car, and the bottle goes clink, 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 and it's like, all right, yep, you're done. And then I had to go face his dad, who looked like fucking Hulk Hogan. I thought he was going to throw me to a fucking wall.
Oh, dude. No, that's one thing I never did, dude. When I started driving, like my senior year of high school, and, I saved I worked a shitload of summers to save up for my car, right? And my dad helped me out with the rest.
Yeah.
And I remember that's one thing my dad told me, even though my dad used to fucking drink and drive like a maniac, he said, but you're not fucking drinking and driving because those fucking keys are taken away.
Yeah.
All right. And plus, dude, in New York, right, especially in New York City, the 5 boroughs, it's different. Like I tell people here in Florida, there was like 4,000 students. Not many of us have cars. So you had a hoopty Hey, fuck whatever you have, bro. You were like the man. I mean, I
Oh
was
yeah.
hooking up with chicks that couldn't give me the time of day, before, but just because they wanted a rider and shit. But I was like, you gotta get a rider, right? But yo, it's gonna cost you,
Yeah.
fucking hoe.
Hey, it takes a ride to get a ride, if you know what I mean.
I was
But
like, you
tonight's
material.
cigar,
Go ahead.
I was gonna go with a rare pink, and then I said because of what we're gonna incorporate with it.
Okay.
So I went with the Padermo 20th anniversary, which
I
Padermo gets featured a lot
Yeah, baby.
on Gravesend. And I also decided, since we're incorporating Gravesend, the show into it, I had to also break out the My
Brooklyn
Brooklyn
brand.
brand tracksuit,
Brooklyn brand.
which my Brooklyn brand gets featured throughout the whole show. I love the fact that they incorporated the clothing line into the show because it was made in Brooklyn. That's where the show takes place. So it only makes sense. I mean, I had people like, well, they didn't make those type of sweatsuits back then. But I don't
Bro,
you know.
Come on,
They
man.
did. They had
make-
velour suits
yeah.
back in the 80s.
Yep, they
Come
did, brother.
on.
Not just the Adidas, bro. It's fucking Sergio Valente had a fucking velour suit back in the day and all that kind of bullshit, dude. So you got the
Fucking
Perdomo. Which Perdomo was that?
The 20th anniversary. I'm trying to read what else off of it.
That's a good stick. I know which one it is.
I can't even fucking read the rest of it. It's so small and I'm so tired. My eyes feel like a fucking Asian masseuse with Deshaun Watson.
Hey.
Oh my god.
Deshaun Watson's fucking on-call masseuse from Sukin Massage Emporium.
Well, don't worry about it, because for all Browns fans that are listening and watching, or will listen and will watch, Deshaun Watson won't play against a good team this weekend. Somehow he'll be hurt again and on the injury report. Don't worry.
Absolutely.
PJ Walker will get destroyed by the Ravens.
Yep, they're gonna go. Yeah, he's not gonna play against that defense. He's gonna play in a soft Arizona defense, who lost their starting quarterback, by the way, who delivered a win with his new team. So that tells you how shitty that team that we're playing. Shit, he probably would have never started if he knew Josh Dobbs wasn't traded, dude. I'll guarantee you that shit.
I honestly, because when me and Garrett did our pick Saturday night, I did not want to pick the Browns. I even said it. I said, if they didn't trade Josh Dobbs to Minnesota, I'm straight out picking the Cardinals, because Dobbs would have carved up the Browns. He would have, but you're starting this guy, freaking Charlie Toon.
Yeah, Platoon Boy or whatever the fuck it is. Yeah.
Yeah, well, he was out of tune, that's for sure.
Yeah, he was so out of tune, like a fucking broken piano, bro. You know what I'm saying? In the middle of the fucking streets.
Oh.
So I'm actually going to smoke. This is a new one, right? Remember I told you I'm going to work on this sampler pack that I purchased about a couple months ago? So this one, I have never even heard of it, right? But, it's a Maduro. It's called the Mark Twain Memoir. So I was like, let me look this shit up.
Dude. I've heard of that.
You heard? I never heard of it. It's definitely it's a Maduro rapper from Nicaragua, supposedly long filler. Definitely looks up my alley. And, of course, I've this time around, I'm going to go ahead and I brought another one just in case we've run over, because it's not one of the biggest smokes. But then I got my Nicaraguan one that my buddy gave me a while back. So I'm going to hit that tonight while we definitely get going. But absolutely, brother. Talking about the Brooklyn brand, dude, listen, this show that you referred to me, it's pretty fucking ill. I'm going to tell you right now, man, what takes me back, right, about this show, and we're probably going to dive into it. Of course, it's cigar culture, right? I mean, the fact that they're smoking these stogies, man. Shout out to Nick Perdomo, by the way, the owner of the Perdomos. I met him down here when I used to do a lot of events like you. When I used to, be single and unmarried, man, I belonged to a couple of different spots that I would go to, and this guy right here, and their stuff was actually one of their distribution centers and sales offices here in Miami Lakes, where I used to live. So, dude, I did a lot of events, Perdomo, Nick and Billy, man, the cool dudes, man, really down to earth, and so. I remember watching this show, bro. What takes me back, the fucking Grand Am and the freestyle, bro. You know what I'm saying? They bust out the freestyle music, dude, in the Grand Am. Your boy's ready to bust out the C. Cabaricis, baby, in the fucking tight shirt and get ham on the fucking floor, bro. You know what I'm saying, bro? It's great, man. It does hit a bone, kid.
It is without a doubt one of its, and the fact that they put a lot of work into it too to keep it like authentic and try to keep it as 80s as they can, because it's very hard now to film something and go back in time when everything from that time has changed so much, like as far as the city, the look of a building, the streets in general, but like that area has that still old school like look to it that, you know, you can get away with it. I mean, in season 1, they filmed one of the scenes in a bar, and the only thing that stuck out really was that they had a bottle of Jack Daniel's honey, and I'm like, in the 80s they didn't have Jack Daniel's honey. Like that didn't come out till like 5 years ago.
No.
But it's the little things that get overlooked, but it's like you could overlook it because the show is so good, and the fact that Will DeMeo not only directs it, he created it, and he writes the script pretty much.
Dude, DeMeo has a nice resume. Yeah, it has a nice resume. I mean, he was in The Sopranos. I'm looking at him, I'm like, shit, man. Yeah, I've seen this guy before. He's done a bunch of other stuff. What I love, also, one thing about going back on your point, what you're talking about Brooklyn, right? That's one thing about New York, right? You still got these fucking houses from like the 30s and the 40s still up there. You know what I mean? So the flavor of the stoop, you know what I'm saying? You're sitting in the stoop out there, and this kid is watching out the block. Yo, that's old school 1980s.
Yeah.
One thing I tell about people, right? I tell people here, right? Listen, the mob, right? The mob is the cleanest organization in the world, right? Because they did live by that code. They didn't do drugs. They didn't deal drugs. That's a different story now. But back then in the 80s, 70s, and 50s, and they kept the neighborhood in check and safe from the bullshit. The safest fucking neighborhood you lived in was with a mobster or a made guy living in it. Better than any gated community or rich or Jamaica States or Long Island or Palm, whatever the fuck it was. Safer than any of those places.
Well, that was the thing they used to say, like in Queens, when Gotti was, around, and it said back then that, Queens was the safest place to live because of guys like John Gotti. And when John Gotti went away,
it became a fucking shit show.
Yep.
So, and now you look, you fast forward 30 plus years later, who is the real gangster here? It's really the government doing the most dirtiest of fucking moves, to be honest. Not to get political, but you look at the government, look at the shady shit that they do, as opposed to what guys like Gotti and Gravano and everybody else was doing back in the day. Freaking the government makes that look like fucking peanuts.
Yeah, it makes it look like a fucking game of dominoes, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
One thing I love about this also, right? I like the cast, bro. Listen, I was taken back by the cast. I mean, dude, you got Louis Lombardi. Remember the undercover cop, the flipped pussy, you know what I'm saying, in The Sopranos. Yo, Chas Palminteri, bro. Come on, Caesar, bro. This guy is legit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Vincent Pastore. You got Paul Van Vector. These old guys have been around the block, right? And then, look, Fran Drescher, bro. Listen, man. There was that scene in the club with Tommy goes, hey, how you doing? He was wearing some shit, and I'm like, damn, Fran. The nanny can fucking nanny for me any day, bro. I got 2 kids. Come and nanny.
The only thing I can't stand is a voice, but other than that.
Hey, look, that's what they make socks for. All right, bro? So it's, Dude, Gina Gershon is in the fucking show, too. That's crazy.
Ooh, she was my favorite back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day. Now she looks rough, though. She looks like she's been, rode hard and hung out wet. You know what I'm saying, dude? It's, I mean, we're probably like 15 years younger than. We're in our 40s, bro, and she's like in her late 50s, so it's a little different. You know what I'm saying?
She might be even older than that.
Probably, she might be 60. She might be 60, dude.
Well, she looks old. She looks older than what she probably is. She
Drescher looks better.
She fucking looks like a piece of roast beef laid out in the sun too long.
Absolutely. Fran Drescher looks much better than she is, and they're probably contemporary in age. You know what I'm saying?
Probably.
I love the storyline. Yeah, I love the fact that they shot a little piece in Miami, right? And I'll tell you why, because that was the thing, right? A lot of guys were sent down to Florida, right, in the 60s and the 70s, 80s, because that's when they started, it was another paradise to come and, launder money. Open clubs, open bars, garbage companies. I know that from firsthand, you know what I'm saying, dude, being in the industry. They would come and, they invest on garbage companies. They'll blow it up. That's how they became, we got corporate, bro. I got $40 million in the bank, but look, my company's making 20-30% EBITDA over here. You know what I'm saying? And I got a transfer station. I got a lab. So that was the whole thing. So you sent these guys down here to watch all that shit and set it up. And when things got hot, because listen, Miami back in the 80s with the drug wars and stuff like that, these guys knew a way to grease the wheels, baby, and get the heat off of them. You know what I'm saying? When they were, from New York. So that's a lot of stuff that I'm a big, I love, I'm a big mafia guy. I love mafia movies, bro.
Yeah.
It's my thing. It's. But yeah, man, love the cast, love the cigar influence, dude. Everybody smoking a fucking cigar. All right, it's fucking sweet.
One of my favorite scenes is I think it's in the first episode with Sid Rosenberg, who's like he's actually the host.
I know who Sid is.
Radio show on. Yeah,
I know exactly who Sid is. He was actually down here for a while too.
Is.
I know Sid. I remember Sid when I was in New York.
And when him and Andrew Dice Clay were on the tennis court with the senator, and he's like, you know what I loved what you did there, Davey? The whole pop, pop, pop. And he's like, I kind of like baseball. And he takes a tennis racket and swings it over his head. And he's like, get that fucking thing signed now. Andrew Dice Clay actually played a convincing mob guy. I got to give him credit where it's due.
Yo, people forget he's not a bad actor, bro. He just been a comedian all his life. So people kind of typecast him for that. But Andrew, he has the look. Andrew's like 70-something years old, I think, bro. And he's out there in the beach. Hey, yo, Benny, what are you doing? Come over here. It's like, all I'm waiting is for him to smoke a fucking cigarette. You know what I mean? And like, do that shit.
And then,
stand-ups.
If you remember the one scene
when they're like shooting off the fireworks and the little dwarf guy's on the roof and he's all angel dusted up.
I'm gonna fly.
The cops come.
The heavyset cop guy who comes out at first and he's on the walkie-talkie.
He's actually a private investigator who actually is close friends with Big Time Tommy.
Get out of here! Nice.
And he's a retired NYPD cop as well.
Yo, listen. One thing that you mentioned, right? Like they did a lot of good. They did some good research because you could definitely relate, right, to a lot of the stuff you remember watching in the news and stuff like that, right? Also, like you mentioned, the Sports Association. Sid Rosenberg is in there.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Sid. Sid actually was down here for a while doing radio, but I know Sid from back in the day when I was in New York, right? Because I was when he used to work for WFAN back in the day. And I know he has a nice show out there. He does a couple of guest spots down here. He actually still has a house in Boca Raton. You know what I'm saying, dude? He did. That motherfucker didn't leave that. He was like, yo, I'm going back to New York. They got fired from because he gets fired from a radio show because people can't stand him out there a while because he's one of those, I'm going to tell you how it is kind of dudes, right? So him, and you also have Paul Malianagi, bro. All right, former boxing champ, right? You know what I'm saying, dude?
Well,
in the first season.
He's in the first season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's in the first season, and
dude, I'm looking at him like this motherfucker looks familiar.
He meets his demise rather quick. Yeah, he meets his demise rather quick because he fucks up and fucks with the wrong guy, and then he's got to put one in his gut, and that's it.
Yeah, man. So that's pretty good, man. So, overall, I'd give this show out of 5. I give it a 4. You know what I mean? There's certain things that I'm like, maybe the actual there's a little bit of cheesiness to it. You know what I'm saying, dude? But it also makes it fucking make you. If you start watching it, you'll be like, it's been done before. But then when you watch like 2 episodes, you're like, you can't. Dude, I have to finish it. When I got to like season 2, we spoke 2 weeks ago. I fucking destroyed it. In my nighttime routine, you know what I'm saying, dude, before I go to bed. Like I was telling you, I gotta watch TV before I fall asleep. So, and trust me, I had to rewatch scenes because I fell asleep on some of them too because it was late at night. You know what I mean? So I'm back like the next day rewinding. But it's a good show. I hope they pick up season 3. Again,
I'm hoping so.
Love the fact that his kid, is Sammy, right? You know what I'm saying? He's in the Will DeMel's kid is Sammy. Christian DeMille, he's Sammy Tamarino, the young kid. You know what I'm saying? What's his name?
His son is
Mikey the Hat.
Is in a lot of movies.
Yeah, I've seen his son a lot.
His son was in another movie they did, where he plays the younger version of Will DeMayo's character called Back in the Day, where he becomes a boxer.
Okay.
He plays the younger version of Will DeMayo's character earlier in the movie. And he's in this other movie called Once Upon a Time in Brooklyn. He has a short scene where he's driving around Brooklyn in his GTO.
Yeah, I think
and he's like,
that's him? I saw that movie.
That's him. And they go, and what does he say? He goes, come on, mister, do a burnout. And he just looks because he's driving with his girlfriend in the car, and he does like this weak little burnout. But, his son's in a lot of things. Like, if Will DeMayo's in something, chances are his son's in it too. In some way, shape, or form, his son's in it. But his son is a good actor too. So
yeah, he is. It's funny, bro. It's great because it's all about the family, bro, the neighborhood, the block, right? You know what I'm saying? The businesses, all that good stuff. So Yeah, it's great, man. You know, Brentford Hurst gets put on, gets represented 100% because listen, dude, it's one of those things, man. But to me, again, bro, I see the Grand Dam, I'm like, damn, dude, that's a real man's fucking ride, bro. You know, I always wish I could have one of those fucking rides, bro. You know what I mean? Muscle, none of that fucking electric shit. You know, give me all the fucking pollution in the world, bro. Bah, step on it, right? Bust out the windows, bro. Freaking, I'm sorry, dude. I actually do drive a hybrid, not because I'm a pussy, because I drive 70 miles round trip. The fucking economy's kicking my ass. But however, bro, I'm not ashamed to say it. It gets me like fucking 50 miles a gallon, all right? But listen, but that's what I would love.
Wrong with it.
Yeah, I love that. It's not a Prius though. It's something better than fucking Prius. Prius bitches. Anyway, but let me not digress. I love that, and then bro, when they bust out the freestyle, baby, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, dude, I'm telling you, dude, I'm like, damn, motherfucker, bro, because my brother used to have a Celica, '86, Super Celica back in the day, and he had like one of the first Bentley boxes and shit, put in the fucking tape, and he would blast his fucking freestyle. I'm out there like fucking 10 years old, yeah, motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? Like in there, listening to that shit. It brings me back to that shit, bro. You know what I mean? Maybe my cousin had a Supra. You know what I mean? And those are the shit back in the day, bro. We're talking about '89, right? 89, '88. You know what I'm saying, dude? So yeah, man, it's crazy, bro. The houses, bro. That's the things of my childhood, man. It breaks me. It definitely takes me back, and
it makes me
cool.
feel old as fuck.
Me too, bro. And we were young back then. '86. I was 8 years old, and you were probably what, like 4, or no? Yeah, you're like 4, right? So '86. It's funny because I arrived in the U.S. in '88. So I left Cuba in '86. So arriving in '88, it's the same thing. So it's funny that all that stuff, '88, '89, 1991 is clear as day. The first 4 years in this country, we went straight to New York, and it was just fucking awesome, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, that's what I like about that show. They show a lot of nice, old school cars in the building. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, the tracksuits were all over the fucking place. So they made them look just like the '80s.
Yeah. I also love the fact that they actually incorporated a name into the episode called "It's Sauce, Not Gravy."
Like it.
I
loved
it because it's like, and Mario Cantone.
Fucking Mario Cantone is in there.
He is. Oh my god, he is so hilarious. The fact that they got him in this show, it's so hilarious. He's like, friggin' in the restaurant scene. He's like,
well, I'm not going to tell you, you gossiping bitches.
Bro, the all-star cast, right? And I know these guys not getting paid a lot of money. They're just doing it out of fucking love for Will DeMel.
Yeah.
They're doing it out of like, yo, listen, it's my friend, the project, right? You know how back in the day, what's his name? Ben Affleck and Good Will Hunting boy. What's his name?
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon. These guys were like all these actors that were in their early movies with like their low budget. They were doing it as a favor. So you know how you do the favorite movie, Silent Bob and shit. You know what I mean? Like these guys were in those movies after they blew up just as a favor because these guys all grew up together. They all went up together in the biz. So it's a cool thing to watch, man. It's a great movie, man. It's a great show. I mean, hope to pick it up for a season 3. I haven't really researched to see if they have, but great all-star cast. Benny kills it, bro. Everybody, Mikey the Hat is my dude. Love Mikey the fucking Hat. You know what I'm saying? He's my dude, bro. You know what I mean? And this guy, Peter Guardio, right? Rocco, right? You could tell he's like the fucking meathead enforcer, right? Like, I'm gonna fucking shoot him. You know what I'm saying, dude? It's like out there, bro. The clothes with the fucking, the shirt with the blazer on there and the chain. It's a lot of good touch. Good.
I actually, because when they did the Big Time Tommy release at South Shore Cigar, almost 2 years ago now, Peter Guardio was actually there.
Get out of here.
He was there. He showed up, and he's like, in person, he's just, you would think like he's this intimidating guy because of his size, but you go talk to him. So I got to talk to him for a little bit.
He's one of the nicest guys on the planet.
The friggin' guy that Bo Dietl beats the shit out of when he catches him jerking off in his pool. I met him as well. He's a good guy. Francis, I can't pronounce her last name. I met her in person too. She's one talented actress. And a singer too, from what I
I know is that dude right there, Paul Guardio, is one dude that if you're fucking, you don't want to mess with that guy. The way that character is.
No.
I mean, he might be 70 years old, but he'll whip anybody young boy's ass real quick.
Friggin', I'll tell you right now, that guy's putting in work in the gym like he's 20 years old still.
Absolutely, bro. That guy's in better shape than you and I put together, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, God.
It's not saying much, but yeah, you know what I'm saying, dude?
If I asked him to fucking train me in the gym, I'd be dead in 5 minutes. I wouldn't make it to episode 6 of this show. That's for sure.
You wouldn't make his warm up. All right, his fucking warm up. You'll be out, bro. You'll be out. So would I.
I probably wouldn't even make it walking in the door. He'd probably fucking yell at me and be like, "You're fucking late."
I'd be
like, I'm done.
I'm out, man. I'm out. Somebody call me. I need a stretcher.
I'm done. Just fucking get the ambulance now. Get the gurney. Let's go.
Great fucking show, though, dude. Great show. I'm a fan. I'm glad we spoke about it last week. That's why I said, you know what, bro, we got to talk about fucking this show, dude. This show. I mean, again, cigar culture is awesome. Great cigars there. Great. I mean, it's awesome, dude. And shout out to your boy, Big Tommy, bro. He had a couple of appearances there, and dude is big in nature. So, all right, my man.
Great show. I still watch it every day at work. People like, you're watching it again? I go, yeah. I'm the guy who could watch Donnie Brasco 105 freaking times in a month.
It's an easy, digestible show. That's what I like, right? It's not over fucking complicating, right? Look, dude, I don't like to spend a lot of brain cells anymore, man. I do that enough at work and deal with it. Bro, give me some easy, simple watch, bro.
Yeah, just give me some. I don't need something where I have to like, oh my God, is he the killer or is she the killer? You know, like the friggin' Scream movies. They're great, but to find out who the killer is, I'm like, you know what? I'm not even going to guess. I'm just going to wait till the end because 9 times out of 10, I'm fucking wrong anyway.
Hey, right now, fucking Sundance. Give these boys a fucking award, all right? I think they did anyway.
Sure. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, man. Hey, yep. Let's move on to some fucking sports over here, brother. Look, listen, we are midpoint of the season. You know, trade deadline is over. We had all the moves. Shout out to the Pastronaut, Josh Dobbs, were like, big balls stepping into a situation where most quarterbacks have failed miserably, dude. And here's a journeyman killing it, bro, and delivering a win. All right. Brandon Powell, believe it or not, the guy that caught the winning touchdown, local guy from the city of Deerfield Beach that I have one of my coworkers, that's his first cousin. And I got two of the supervisors that work for me, right? Dude, they coached him in like Pop Warner and all that shit. And their pops is like, you know, play high school football. I'm telling you, I got so many high school football players, bro, because Deerfield Beach is a hotbed down here for like a lot of local talent in South Florida. Yeah. And yeah, man, shout out to Brandon Powell. I had to throw that in there, man. I told my boys I was gonna go and give a little shout out. So, but listen, we are in week 9, right? We are in week 10. I'm sorry, we just finished week 9, midseason. This is when you start separating the man from the boys. What I like to call the contenders against the pretenders, right, bro? Because we got teams right now that are, 5-4, 4-5. People still in the hunt mathematically. People are like 6-7-2. And this is when the field starts. We did remember stick a fork in them a couple of shows ago. I think it's time for pretenders and contenders before we move on to the next echelon, bro. And we gotta hit some teams, man. Let's give our takes here, man. Let me go ahead and bring the screen up. And I know it's a little hard for you to see over there, but I'll go ahead and walk you through it. Let's start with the top in my book, right? Let's start with the top. I'm going to go in the league right here. And let's start at the top, right? Before we move down, because I think we got to hold this in tiers, right? And tier 1, these are the teams I'm looking at, Jim. The Philadelphia Eagles, 8-1, big win this week against Dallas Cowbitches. Look, I give credit to Whack Prescott. He's been playing like a man possessed in the last 2 games. Yeah. And as much as I hate to say it, bro, that wasn't his fault, that loss. But the Eagles are 8-1, and trust me, they haven't looked as sharp as they were last year. No. Bro, they're contenders in my book. What do you have to say? As much as I hate to fucking say that as a Giants fan.
They are contenders, and the thing that, again, Eagles fans have to realize, you're still transitioning from coordinators that aren't there anymore to new coordinators, and it's still all kind of gelling together. They're not as dominant as they should be, but at least they're beating the teams that they should be beating, and they're actually competitive against teams that are over 500, unlike another team I'm sure we're going to get into. So I'll leave that on the cliffhanger. So
leave that.
But I would put the Eagles in the contender situation.
I think absolutely they're contenders. Yep.
I mean 8-1. How could you not put them there?
And they beat they beat good teams, right? You know, they lost the game that they probably should have won as well. AJ Brown, a fucking stud. Devontae Smith, a stud. DeAndre Swift has played more games, right, to begin the season than I think I've ever seen him play. The running game is legit, right? You know what Jalen Hurts going to do in short yardage situation, goal line or 4th and 1. That tush push is theirs. They're going to get it in. You know, and like I get Goddard, when they spread the ball around, in my book, you know, AJ is going to get his. But when he spreads it around and gives 6 or 7 targets to Devonta Smith, or Goddard as well, bro, they're a different team. They're a different team.
But the thing I want to see now is this, because now Goddard's out for at least 4 weeks. With, like, I think a fractured forearm. So now let's see if they could still
manage to be this offensive juggernaut in a way without him and really just utilizing 3 instead of all 4 now.
Because Goddard also is a good blocker. You know what I mean? He's one of those tight ends that can also catch it and block. So that's a big loss.
That it absolutely is. But, I mean, they're still going to beat the teams they should beat. They'll probably lose another game here or there that you wouldn't expect them to lose, but it'll just be one of those. It's, you know what, they shouldn't have lost to this team, but they did. And people blame injuries. I'm sure they'll blame NFL officiating, and it just...
Everybody's blaming the officiating with all right, and we're going to touch that a little later.
Oh, we are. That's for sure.
So they're contenders in my book. We agree on that one. Next, the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't think I have to, you know, say that, but there are contenders in my book as well.
But they're another team that they're not dominant from last year, and
they're
missing
a true number 1 wide receiver, which I'm surprised they didn't do anything in the deadline to go get one,
or even a 2 that could be a 1 in Kansas City's offense. And you went from Eric Bieniemy as your offensive coordinator to Matt Nagy, who did nothing as a head coach in Chicago. So
the only reason why Matt Nagy is there is because he has those ties to Andy Reid from before Eric Bieniemy. Remember, before he got his coaching job. That's why, you know, he's there. And look, granted, let's give credit, right? With that bunch of plumbers and fucking dishwashers they have as wide receivers after Kelsey, and Kelsey's not having nowhere near the season he had last year. Injuries, 8, bro. Kelsey's fucking 30-something years old, dude. All right, you got to slow the fuck down, right? Because Kelsey's another guy that also blocks, so he's pulling double duty, well, triple duty when he's all over that snatch too at Taylor Swift. Anyway, you know, I'm sorry, I had to throw that in there, bro. Yeah,
that handshake, her and that other skeezer do.
Annoying as hell. It's annoying
with them. Just put me in a suite with them so I can chop their fucking hands off.
It's annoying, brother. It's what it is. But, you know, so you've seen the parody, and, you know, Kadarius told me, but thank God, you know what, bro, as bad as our office has been, I'm glad he's not on our team, because our office would be even worse. Like, the only positive guy, I like Rashid Rice. The kid does show a lot of promise. Maybe that's the one that should emerge. And, you know, Mecole Hardman, they got him back, and he's that utility kind of freaking guy that fits that, you know, that scheme well. So, you know, punt return, get a big play here and there. That's, you know, I want to say that's like the pickup that's got to make him win the Super Bowl. However, it's Patrick Mahomes. That dude is, it's him, right? So it's fucking Patrick Mahomes. So
them getting Mecole Hardman back was to trade for him and I said it weeks ago, was the dumbest thing, because if you were going to get him back, you should have just re-signed him in the offseason.
It's true. For cheap.
Yeah. Because he did nothing with the Jets, and granted, because, you know, Aaron Rodgers goes down, but even if Aaron Rodgers doesn't go down, which there's a lot of conspiracy theories with that, the fact that he's healing so fast and doing what he's doing, there's people actually saying maybe he
never actually tore his Achilles and he's just faking all of it to then come back and lead the Jets to like this
win streak and get them into the playoffs and possibly a Super Bowl appearance.
I don't buy much into conspiracy theories.
No, absolutely. So that
I think he legit tore it.
Yep. Yep. No, that's true. But again, to me in my book, as long as you have Patrick Mahomes as your quarterback, I don't care. He could be throwing that shit to me and you, and that team is still a contender in my book.
Yeah, that they absolutely are.
Now, here's a rival. Here's a rival, brother. And you know, let's put the biases aside, bro. Let's put our professional hat on. You know what I'm saying? The Baltimore fucking Ravens.
You do. I said it Tuesday. You have to start talking about them as serious Super Bowl contenders. Lamar's playing at that MVP level again, and
granted, Bateman should be having a better year than what he's having. I mean, you know that they're going to double team Andrews. You know that Zay Flowers is going to gain attention. Bateman should be catching passes thrown to him. He doesn't.
He's not.
Odell, every time he catches a ball, he's always hurt, but he's just an expensive decoy is really all he is at this point. I mean, throwing a temper tantrum because you can't get him the ball.
Yep.
Well, stay on the fucking field and you get the ball. It's not that hard. So you got to put him in the contender situation, though, and that's me taking the AFC North rivalry out of it. You got to give credit where it's due. Listen, they're 7-2.
They're beating teams they should be beating.
Absolutely.
You can't take it away from them.
Absolutely. Look, Rashad Master Bateman here is having a hard time with Mary and the Five Sisters trying to fucking catch a couple of passes over here. You know what I'm saying, dude? This guy is open and is not making it work because Zay Flower is that wide receiver that's complementing Mark Andrews really, really well, right? Before it was all Mark Andrews and Duvernay and, Master Bateman last year who Rashad Bateman last year who completely started okay and then he would disappear for the rest of the season and the injuries, right? And again, it's just because, like you said, OBJ, expensive decoy, and he caught a touchdown last week, first touchdown of the season, but I think he's going to be a little more involved as the season goes on. But Lamar is playing to me at an MVP level. He's doing what Lamar does. Lamar is such a hardworking fucking quarterback, dude, that you could see the progression, man, from year one till now. And the addition of Zay Flowers, who I think it's that dude, all right, who's a playmaker, regardless of the physical height and all that bullshit, this kid can ball, man. He just makes plays when you put the balls in his hand, and Lamar knows that. And look, Andrews is doing what Andrews does. I'm going to catch touchdowns. I'm going to make tough catches. Another tight end, Kelsey Light, that can block and also offensively fucking perform. And that defense it's not a cakewalk, bro. Also, so
that it's not.
They made Geno Smith their bitch this last week. All right.
Oh God, I love the fact that they flexed out of that game so early. I'm literally sitting on the couch. I'm like, we're gonna put an interesting game on. All right, thank God, it's about fucking time. It's about fucking time.
Crazy. So contenders, right? We both agree the Ravens are fucking contenders. Here we are now in the next tier 2. Let's start it up with the Detroit Lions at 6-2. I know they didn't look great in that big ass beating they got the other week before the bye week, but yo, look, 6-2. I think Detroit falls in tier 2 of. In my book, there are contenders. They really have a good team, and Jahmyr Gibbs finally showed up last couple of weeks, RB1 in football, and they're gonna get David Montgomery back, which is also gonna help the cause. They got great wide receivers with Amon St. Brown. Hey, Sam Laporta is no joke at tight end. And look, the addition of Donovan Peoples-Jones is another weapon because Jameis Williams hasn't really done shit after they come back with suspension. So they just keep adding pieces where on a passing friendly offense with Goff, I got the guys that got to go deep and get it. So
and the thing that's helping them out the most is you have Green Bay that sucks.
Absolutely.
You have the Bears that are abysmal.
Yep.
And now you have Minnesota, who, even with Dobbs starting the rest of the year,
you don't have Justin Jefferson.
No.
Cam Akers really wasn't adding anything to that offense.
No.
It's right now. It's really Detroit's division to lose.
Absolutely. So, yeah, I got to put them in the tier of contenders as well. Tier 2, but there are contenders. And when I mean about contenders, these are guys that are going to make the playoffs in my book. Right?
Yeah. Whether they're one or done, it doesn't matter. Just make it.
Exactly.
You get in the playoffs, and you never know what's going to happen.
And your homies pick right here, Garrett's Jags, baby. Look, they've been on a fucking fire streak since they went to freaking London. That should be their permanent home, which probably it will be anyway. Because their owner, Zahn with Zach, whatever the fucking the guy name is, he is looking for that, right? This is the reason why they go out there. So, hey, look. Trevor Lawrence hasn't impressed me this year. However, like last year, this is the time of year that this kid went on a fucking rampage and was a house of fire. All right. And, put him into that next level where he is this year. I know they have some drop passes issues. They really got a good team. And again, their division to lose. Put them in tier 2 as contenders in my book.
Yeah, they're definitely contenders. And I'm not just saying that because
me and him do a show together. I mean,
you play in a
weak AFC South.
Absolutely.
Again, and you have
below mid Tennessee Titans,
below mid Colts, and I'll call it what it is. The Texans are emerging as that surprise team that I didn't think was going to be where they are.
Nope.
I'm not saying that they're contenders, but they're getting to that point faster than I expected them to.
They're not a fucking easy out, dude.
No.
CJ Stroud is him. That dude is the fucking truth, bro. If you got to be fucking blind not to figure out the skill set this young man has and the numbers he's put up, bro. Just on stats alone, this kid is not only running away with the offensive rookie of the year, but I'm putting this kid in the MVP talk right now when you look at his numbers. Forget wins. Let's look at numbers.
Yeah.
This kid right here is the truth and legit.
Yeah, that is, and it's like I said, like after weeks 1 and 2, when people like, oh, he's a bust, he's this, he's that. It's like, listen, he's still acclimating to the league, and it's a different speed for him. But once he's acclimated,
watch out. And now look, and you're doing this with weapons
that aren't household names. Tank Dell, John Mechie, these aren't household names, but they're talented receivers.
Bro, Nico Collins is having a career year, which
decent defense.
Yeah.
And Tank Dell is not a bad receiver, dude. Yo, look what he did last week, bro. I mean, that comeback game against the Bucks, CJ was putting the ball in areas where you were like, dude, he was like pinpoint perfection. You know what I mean? In that drive. So that dude is him. But yeah, I think the Jags, again, the division is for them to lose. I don't think, and that's where Trevor Lawrence right now comes in, where I think he's going to hit his stride now in the second half of the season. That's what he did last year. ATN has been as good as he was last year and even better. I thought he was going to digress because of, he's big play dependent, but he's been that workhorse back. And that's been a big, and, Calvin Ridley, of course, he's still getting back, but he's done great. Christian Kirk. They just got a lot of weapons. Evan Ingram, that motherfucker. He's actually playing well. But yeah, tier 2, there are contenders in my book as well.
Yeah, they definitely.
Yeah.
And
I have to say that they are, even though they beat us.
Yep. And here is a team that really.
Bears suck. Fucking Bears suck. I guess E-Man's having issues on his end, so. Oh, God. Fucking Bears. I don't know why I pick half these fucking teams. Fucking disgusting.
Yo, technical difficulties. I don't know what the fuck happened to my Wi-Fi, bro. I'm glad you started. We're back. We're back. All right. Folks, I apologize. It was a quick mistake. I had to like restart my computer and get us going again. I think we left off where? We left off at the Miami Dolphins, right? Apologize about that, folks.
No, Jaguars.
Jaguars. Yep. Again, their division to lose,
No,
right?
we left off with the Jaguars. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So their division to lose. Absolutely. And apologize again, folks. I don't know why my internet. Usually when I'm out, and look, we've done this show like 6 episodes, and usually I hardwire my shit into when I do it. When I do it outside, I have it long enough to hardwire my fucking internet. But you know, the Wi-Fi's been doing well. But I don't know what the fuck happened, man. I apologize about that, guys. But we're back. We're definitely back. So the Jags, their division to lose, right, Jim? Absolutely, 100%.
Correct.
They're tier 2 in my book. They are contenders. They are contenders. Definitely absolutely gonna make the playoffs. I think they're gonna win the division unless something horribly happens. But they gotta worry. They have to worry about. They have to worry about the Houston Texans. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to the Dolphins. Right, we left off with the Dolphins. Fugazi in my book. They haven't beat a.
At this point, yeah.
They haven't beat a team over 500 over 405 days. Over a year. Okay, that's a huge issue.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Okay, Jim.
Yeah, I hear.
All right, yeah, it's got a little bit of background going, but that's because I restarted. So anyway, it sucks because they're gonna win the division because the Jets suck. The Bills are so inconsistent, right? Injuries have plagued them, right? We saw what they did against the Bengals. So they're gonna win that division by default because I don't think Aaron Rodgers is gonna come back until like the end of the year. You know, the Jets are gonna do whatever the fuck they did. You know, Zach is whack, and it is what it is. They're just going to beat the bad teams because they could perform well against the bad teams. They just blow all the bad teams out. Nothing wrong with that. However, you know, I'm going to stick them in tier 2 just because they're 6-3, and the AFC East is really, really not great. Bills are 2-7. All right, they just suck. That division just sucks, and the Dolphins are going to go away with it. They are in my book, and that they're barely in that tier 2 category, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I don't get how with all that talent you can't beat the Bills. You couldn't beat the Chiefs. Like obviously you're supposed to beat the bad teams with the talent you have, but when you play against good teams, you have to at least
win some of them. You can't lose every single one of them.
No, absolutely.
I mean,
They've lost to all three teams they lost. Bills, Eagles, and against the Chiefs this week. The secret is out, right? How do you beat speed? You fucking get physical with them.
yeah.
That's the thing about any sport. You get physical. And when you get physical with Tyreek and Waddle, it's over. Look what happened this week. And it's the same. If you look at it, if you go back and you play all three losses, it's the same shit. Physical secondary. Up front physicality. You got to rough them up, dude. All right. They're soft because they're all nothing but speed. All right. Look, shout out to Tua. I mean, that system that Mike McDaniels is playing is great, right? The dude has a gift. He knows how to zip a good 10-yard pass to two guys that are so fast in Waddle and Tyreek that when he throws the football before the guys are even made their cut. You know, it's the receivers making that play. That's just the way it is. Look, that's their offense. But they are, for the short term, tier 2, but a little bit fugazi on tier 3.
Yeah. And the big thing with Miami, too, is that Tua is actually healthy for the whole year so far. That's the main thing, because they're not 6-3 without him. People can sit there and you can still bash him all you want, but you're not 6-3 with Mike. If you're a fan of football and think the Dolphins are 6-3 with Mike White as the freaking quarterback, you are sadly mistaken. And whatever you're smoking your weed with, whatever it's laced with,
whatever you're cutting
you need to put it down and just step to the side.
Move on, brother.
Talk.
Absolutely move the fuck on. All right, let's go to the next team. Now, this team right here, I know they're going to rebound. I'm gonna stay in the tier 3 category with the next probably 4 teams, but the San Francisco 49ers are doing what they did last year. They swung for the fences with Christian McCaffrey, who's been an absolute great trade move. They're adding more to that insane defense with Chase Young. All right. Debo is coming back this week, and you could see how Debo being out a la Deontay Johnson has affected them because, look, Purdy's a good quarterback. However, Purdy can't play when he's trailing. All right. And Debo is that guy that when you're struggling to get the ball downfield to Brandon Ayuk and all that kind of stuff, right? Debo is the guy that does everything for you, man. He's going to take those hard-pounding yards after the catch because that dude is a beast. Debo coming back, you're going to see a different look at this offense like they were doing at the beginning of the year. That's going to change. And again, adding Chase Young to the fucking mix in the defense that's already a beast. I'm going to leave them in tier 3 right now, and they're going to move to tier 2 and probably tier 1 before the season's over.
Yeah, I mean, get it. I
was surprised that they got Chase Young, to be honest. I mean, now you reunite him and Bosa together. Both played at Ohio State.
Crazy.
I mean, it was already a pick your poison team. Now it's literally if Chase Young stays healthy and Bosa stays healthy, this defense is literally you're fucked type of defense now. At least on the defensive side of the ball, because when you get Deebo Samuel back, and the comparison to him and Deontay Johnson is exactly the same thing, because you see what the offense is
with them and then without them. Without both of them on their respective teams, their offense is mediocre at best. Even though the Niners have more offensive weapons in Ayuk and McCaffrey and Man Bun Kittle and Kyle Juszczyk, the question is, can Brock Purdy, and he's proven that he
kind of can't, in my opinion, he can't will them to that level that, like, say, Eli used to be able to do with the Giants, or Peyton did, or Drew Brees had to do at times, or even Big Ben had to do. And, I mean, can Brock get to that level at some point in his career? Yeah, but for people that are saying he's not the guy in San Francisco, you're the same ones who love the story.
Absolutely. At the beginning of the year, when that dude had like 9 touchdowns and no interceptions, and they were 5-0, right? Yeah. And here's another thing. They went after Chase Young because they know their bread and butter is that defense, and they know that. And part of the problem that they had in those 3 losses, they didn't do what they were doing in the previous 5 games, is stopping fucking teams from scoring, right? They were not They were getting fooled by some schemes, right? I mean, shit, come on, man. The fucking Browns and PJ Walker. You know what I mean? Even though that was like a kind of bad scenario with the weather and all this bullshit, doesn't matter. But then the other two losses, again, granted, not the Bengals loss, and we're gonna hit the Bengals, but Burrow is back. That game right there showed that this fucking dude, his calf injury is way behind him now after 2 games. So yes, they acquired Chase Young because yes, we need to stop these other good fucking quarterbacks, which we're gonna face later on in week 12, week 13, week 14. You know that they're gonna face the Eagles in the playoffs. So they did what they needed to do to fix that problem. So I got them in tier 3, but I think they're a better tier 3 than the fucking Dolphins, who can over the fact and go and get to that tier 2 and tier 1 evenly after the second half of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I put them ahead of the Dolphins in any fucking in any ranking out there. I put them ahead of the fucking Dolphins.
Absolutely.
Dolphins to me are just they're overrated because of what they have.
So
that's really what it is.
Next, probably 6-7 teams are my tier 4, right? They could eventually make the playoffs, but they could also fall out of the playoffs, right? They're 5-3.
Yeah.
We got to go to 4 tiers. That's it. Tier 4 is going to have like 3 players, like 2 teams, maybe. Bubble, motherfucker. This is kind of like the bubble tier. You're Pittsburgh Steelers, bro. All right? I need you to hit your professional bias here and unbiased. Honestly, they're a bubble team. They're tier 4 for a reason. You know, and I don't want to hear they could be 1-7 because there's like 3 or 4 fucking plays and they would have lost games. Fuck that shit. Championship defense, right? Yes, Pickett is not the guy that you thought you were going to get, but he's a tough kid. Pickens is bitching that he hasn't gotten the ball enough and all that shit, and I don't blame him. Look, every time somebody bitches about not being involved enough in an offense, I respect that from a wide receiver because he has worked, right? When A.J. Brown bitches about it, oh shit, all the targets, right? When freaking, Stephon Diggs bitch about it, all the fucking targets, right? CeeDee Lamb, man possessed in the last, 3 weeks. I get that. I like that. I like what Mike Tomlin says. Why would I don't want to have a guy that wants to be involved and be passionate about winning?
Yeah.
But in your case, your running game is weak. And that defense is so nasty, though, bro. TJ. Highsmith, whatever. It's what's keeping you afloat. I see them. They're in tier 4. They're that bubble team for me. In and out. What do you think they need to do to kind of stay in that? One of the few teams in the tier 4, because that AFC North is so fucking nasty. You're getting 2 playoff teams out of that with a division winner.
They honestly, you gotta beat every team that's on the schedule.
Yep.
So you have to beat Green Bay this Sunday. You play Cleveland again, so you have to beat them. You already beat Baltimore once. You have to beat them again. Cincinnati is gonna be a tough.
That's a tough one.
Tough. That's a tough one. And honestly, I don't see winning either one of those.
Then you really just have to come up with a pedigree to win, and the offense has got to get better. The execution has got to get better. And I kind of defended Canada a bit the other day, where it's like, you could boo this man and you could chant fire him, but if he calls a good play and the offense doesn't execute it,
you can't fully put that on Matt Canada. We have to look at it from that perspective.
Because we saw in the last game against the Titans where
Pickett was wildly inaccurate. There was passes that Pickens, if it's thrown right, he catches them. Also, too, if Pickens gets his foot in bounds, he has a touchdown.
Absolutely.
Anybody could have got that second foot in. Even me, out of breath after smoking friggin' 3 Padermos, could have got my fucking foot in. You have to. This run game's got to get stronger somehow, because that used to be your bread and butter in Pittsburgh. It used to be the bread and butter. Ground and pound was the game plan till
Ben kind of changed it.
And for people to sit there and say Kenny Pickett's not the guy, and I explained it to somebody the other day, you're comparing him to a guy who played for 18 years that set the bar.
Dude, it's hard.
As a Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback, and you're expecting him to do what Ben did. Not many quarterbacks can come out and replace Tommy Maddox and go 15-1 and beat the Patriots in their friggin' first game as a rookie. Not many people can
say that they did that.
And you're expecting Kenny Pickett to duplicate the same thing.
But Kenny Pickett's also getting hurt by an inept offensive coordinator.
Yep.
And if you're telling me that putting Matt Canada on the sideline is what fixed everything, the only thing it did was put Canada closer to the booze
and the chance of fire Matt Canada. That's all it did.
Yep.
It didn't fix. It didn't fix a goddamn thing. It didn't fix anything. It fixed nothing. But apparently, to them, it worked. So they're going to keep him on the sideline again this Sunday. So hey, maybe if they keep winning, maybe you keep that fucking Scrooge McDuck looking asshole on the sideline.
Yep.
I don't know.
No, he's not going to go anywhere this year. Think about this, right? I think they're more successful when Jalen Warren is your lead back, mix him in, and then let Najee get the goal line touches.
Yeah,
right.
You almost have to do like kind of what your Giants did in 2007 when you had Ahmad Bradshaw, Jacobs, and I always forget the third guy.
Yeah,
but you almost have to do that, but with those two, like even though
Najee is a north-south runner
and has that build, Jalen Warren could wear down the defense fast.
Yep.
Then bring Najee in for those 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2s. Let him break one off at 15, 20 yards. And then in the red zone, boom. Then you use Najee where he's at his best, and that's getting through the goal line. That's what I would do, but I'm not the offensive coordinator. Matt Canada is. Because if I was the offensive coordinator, this offense is playing a lot better than with Matt Canada. But hey, I sell car parts. I don't fucking draw up plays.
You know what's crazy? Last touchdown before this week that fucking Deontay Johnson caught was from fucking Rosenberg.
Yeah.
Well, it's nuts. And that was a big band that could barely fucking get out there and slink them. He was not even throwing it. He was just like shot putting it from his hand. You know what I mean, dude? In his last season.
But what the Steelers have to address in the offseason is they have to address, do you move on from Canada? I would bring in Byron Leftwich.
I like Byron. Byron is fucking awesome, dude.
Man,
Byron is good.
Not only that, he also has a Super Bowl ring as an offensive coordinator. Matt Canada has a cubic zirconium wedding ring. That's it.
Yep. Down. That's 100%. They're definitely the bubble team. They're a bubble team. Everybody was talking about the next one's bubble. It's going to be so. I put them in that tier 4. However, with an upside, because I think they're better than the Browns.
Oh, well, anybody's better than the fucking Browns.
But it's a dogfight, though, man. Dogfight. Look, Seattle, bubble team again. Because San Francisco's in that division, Seattle's going to start falling back in my book. They're pretenders in my book. I am giving 100% right now to Seattle. That team is good because Gino, the secret is out on Gino. We knew he was not going to do this 2 years in a row, right? It's all fucking, Pete Carroll. All right? Let's be honest, right? It's all Pete Carroll. All right? When DK is not performing to the way that he is because that offense is not moving. Red zone, they're horrible. Horrible in the red zone. With a stud running back and Kenneth Walker III, right? Charbonnet, another stud running back as a rookie. I mean, you got Lockett, JSN, and Jason Smigna, whatever his name is. All right, he's nasty too. They got. I think they got better weapons than you guys do, right? And offensively, they have a better.
Offensively, I'd have to say they do got better weapons than we do. I'll admit that.
Good secondary. I mean, shit,
Yeah.
It's not Legion of Boom secondary, but it's a good fucking secondary, all right? So, but I think they're the team to me in tier 4. They got to move. They're like pretenders in my book 100%. And they're going to suffer when San Francisco starts fucking lighting it up second half of the season.
Yeah. Because the Rams ain't going to do shit. That's for
No,
sure.
they ain't going to do shit, dude. I mean, shit. You got the Rams right now. You got, damn, I spilled all my ashes on my couch. Fucking A. I'm trying to get the second Stogie out. Yeah, no, absolutely. They're pretenders in my book 100%. I think they're going to be the team out looking in that division.
Yeah.
Not because of talent. I think their quarterback, it's not the guy, and the secret is out. Great season. He earned his money last year. That's what he's getting rewarded for now in Geno Smith.
That he is.
So they're pretenders in my book 100%. Then we go into your boys, dog. Your boys, Cleveland fucking Browns, baby. Rub and tuck heaven. Look, we know what you have in Deshaun Watson. All right. I don't want to hear no
plays
bullshit.
against soft defenses. They literally did this for people that don't know. There's this jerk off on Twitter, Nick Carnes, right? And he's like, they doubted you because of an injury. They doubted you because of this. They doubted you because of that. Dude, he threw 2 good passes last week.
That's it. I guess a really shitty defense.
Amari Cooper got a once in a lifetime lucky off somebody's helmet touchdown catch. It's not like Lamar threaded the needle from like 30 yards to get it there. He did it. Not Lamar, but Deshaun Watson. He didn't thread the needle to get it in there.
Bro,
no, Deshaun Watson is a
$230 million mistake that Cleveland made, and you delusional Browns fans do not see it because you legit drink the fucking Jim Jones Kool-Aid and think this team is the end-all be-all. I'll give them credit. They got a great defense.
Myles Garrett is a freak of nature. Denzel Ward is great in the secondary.
Yes.
I'll give them that. They have good offensive weapons. Their problem, again, is at the quarterback position because it's inconsistent. You had that with Baker. Granted, Baker played hurt a lot. And Browns fans could sit there, well, Deshaun's hurt too.
Dude,
here's the difference. Baker Mayfield played hurt. Deshaun Watson takes his fucking fotch and he goes home and he sits there and then acts like he contributed to the team when they win.
No.
Dude, no. As much of a Baker fucking hater that I was, because he should have been drafted number 1 to begin with.
No.
He has bigger balls, much more grit, all right, than Deshaun Watson has. He has much more. Let me rephrase. He has much more bigger balls and bigger grit in his fucking pinky than Deshaun Watson having his whole fucking body. All right, let's be honest here. Let's take the fucking Band-Aid off. Let's cut the shit. Absolutely.
Yeah. And Cleveland made the mistake of letting Baker walk away.
You should have kept Baker Mayfield in Cleveland because now Cleveland's sitting there going, we have this $230 million mistake where you could have paid Baker way less and
a quarter of the guaranteed money to keep him. But you wanted an adult quarterback. Deshaun Watson's
not an adult quarterback with
all the shit he's got surrounding him, all those black clouds around him, and all the legal nonsense that he's had and all that other shit. That's an adult quarterback? And then Browns fans can come out. You want to talk about Ben's 1 or 2 indiscretions? Assholes. Watson's got fucking 30 plus of them. So this is what I need you Cleveland Browns fans to do. Sneak into your mommy's room in the nightstand. She probably keeps the chocolate thunder stick 9000.
Yep.
Take it and jam it down your fucking throats. Because that's what you're doing on Deshaun Watson. You're choking on a guy
who is nothing.
He's not what he was in Houston. He's not that same guy. He's not. And that's what Cleveland thought they were getting was Houston Texans, Deshaun Watson throwing to DeAndre Hopkins. And you're not getting that. And Cleveland's got all this talent. See, the Cleveland Browns right now are like the Yankees of football. You have all this talent, and they're wasting their prime in a shit situation. Myles Garrett is wasting his prime in a shit organization where Myles Garrett should be on a playoff contending team. Denzel Ward should be on a playoff contending team. David Njoku should be. When Chubb was healthy, he should have been on a playoff contending team. Kareem Hunt should be. I don't know why Kareem Hunt went back to fucking Cleveland. He could have went anywhere in the world. He could have went anywhere. He could have went to the fucking Jets and have been on a contending team. My God, come on.
Because he got the more money from Cleveland, that's all.
Well, because Cleveland will pay anybody. I mean, shit, they'll offer me a fucking fully guaranteed contract at $300 million, and I'll throw my shoulder out on the first pass.
Absolutely. I'm so fired up about this conversation and the pretenders and contenders that you never see me light up a second one, bro. Your boy's back with a second one. All right, that's it. I'm in Jim's territory right now, lighting a second one in the show. That's where I'm at right now, dude.
I've slowed down a bit because.
No, you've been on a rampage.
No, I saw that, and I think people at fucking work are starting to get me fucking sick. So
I know.
I've been Mucinex up all fucking day.
Is that a good combination? Smoking stogies and being a fucking cold medicine. It's not a good combination.
No, it's not. But I still got this much left of the Padermo, so.
No, that Padermo is a big boy cigar, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's a big.
If I don't finish it tonight, I'll finish it tomorrow. I don't gotta work tomorrow. I don't gotta work Saturday, so.
Nice.
That, I got
deal,
3
man.
rare pinks left. I'm good to go.
Yep. I'm actually off tomorrow. Shout out to my wife Jenny, my girl.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying, dude?
Happy
It's her birthday. Happy birthday, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say how old she is, but she's a lot younger than I am. So just a little shout out to your boy. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I keep it gangster, bro. You know what I mean? I got that gift. I love her. I love her to death, bro. She's my ride or die, bro. She fucking keeps me honest. Don't get me wrong. Hey, there's no perfect marriage, bro, but she is like my dude, man. Hold on a second. No homo. You know what I'm saying? She's like my. She's definitely my ride or die, bro. And we have a lot of things good planned tomorrow, man. It's gonna be a great day here in South Florida. It's gonna be 87 degrees, 73 for the lowest. Good time of year. We have a lot of things going on tomorrow. It's a whole weekend. I'm planning with the wifey, bro. I don't want to throw no like lovey-dovey shit over here, but anyway, bro. Yeah, I gotta give props. But we got a nice day planned tomorrow. The whole weekend, actually, bro. Abuelita is gonna come on Saturday, and we got to do a whole family thing tomorrow. Me and the kids and the wife. You know, my wife is one of those people, bro. She doesn't like gifts, right? It's what can I do to show my appreciation, right? It's kind of what can I plan? And one thing I love about living down here, dude. We got beaches all over the place. We got a lot of places to go. I live in a paradise that people fly down here, and we got a nice thing that only tourists do and plan tomorrow. You know what I mean? So anyway, let's get back to fucking football without me sounding so much like a pussy. But anyway, but yeah, dude, I'm with you 100%. Next team I want to jump on who are in the bubble, and even though they should win the fucking division, is the New Orleans Saints, right? Look, I kind of zoomed it right here to that division because it's the Falcons, and that's it. And then Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is 3-5. You know, they're playing good ball with Baker doing the best he can. But I think New Orleans Saints, based on that division, they should be able to. I mean, you got Tampa Bay, you got the Falcons, right? Fugazi, Tampa Bay, Fugazi, but they're gonna make it better for the Saints, and then the Panthers, of course, they're playing tonight. They're a bubble team, and I have to put them in the contender spot because they could make the playoffs. They should make the playoffs in that weak ass division, right?
The
Because they're
Falcons
doing
really,
shit
the,
to
the
the world.
Falcons to me, really should be ahead in that division. But I don't. The question that's been asked lately is,
why did they draft Bijan Robinson if you're not using him?
Yeah, and why the fuck, and this Ritter, right? I mean, I like the move of putting Heineke out there to kind of like, move some cheese around, right? And kind of like get some momentum going. But by default, they're contenders. By default, because of a really shitty division. That's where I'm putting them as making the playoffs. That's it. Not because they're that good.
They make the AFC South
look like the old school NFC East.
When everybody was winning, and it was like, kind of what you have right now in the AFC North. If the season ended today, all 4 teams are in the playoffs.
Yes, sir.
When have you seen that happen in recent memory? It hasn't happened in a while. And I don't want to see Cleveland in the fucking playoffs because then I'll jerk-offs like Nick Carnes. Oh, see? We make the playoffs again. Oh, and then, what's going to happen? You're going to lose to another journeyman backup when you got to play Kansas City. And you'll lose to you'll lose to Blaine fucking Gabbert. That's who you'll lose to. All right, Cleveland? Because Deshaun Watson will be like, oh, I'm sorry. I can't play in this game because my hymen hurts.
Yep, that's true.
Fuck out of here.
That is true.
Ass quarterback.
That is true. I mean, they're in tier 4, but because that division sucks so much. They got a good defense. You know what I'm saying? Carr is not the dude. Kamara is just fucking nasty. You're wasting Olave's fucking talent because Olave is nasty, but you're wasting his fucking talent. I mean, hey, listen, let's be serious.
When they
put
played
Chris Olave with CJ Stroud.
What was the Thursday night game they played? The Saints, where Carr's overthrowing. When they played the Jaguars on Thursday night. Yes, sir. And
forget Derek Carr's overthrowing everybody. Did you hear the mic'd up part with Trayvon Walker?
Yeah, it was bitching about it.
Yeah. So he's sitting there and he's screaming, and Trayvon's like, wasn't there, dog? Wasn't there? You overthrew him by a good fucking 30 yards. Derek Carr's screaming at his wide receivers. Well, you're wildly inaccurate too. Derek Carr is not the guy in New Orleans. Neither is Winston. Neither is Taysom Hill. Honestly, I mean, it sucks because you're in a
below mid division where a losing record will get you in the playoffs.
7-9 will get you into the playoffs. 8-9. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
8-9 will get you into the playoffs.
Yeah, but the thing is, what they need to do, if you're an 8-9 team, you don't get to host a playoff game. You got to go on the road.
Yep.
That's what you need to do, because we've seen it too often where a team goes, or even back when it was 7-9, where a 7-9 team can host a playoff game and win, and then they got to go on. No, you know what? If you're a below mid team and you make the playoffs, you got to start on the road. That's it.
Check this out.
That's it.
Let's play a little game of swap. Swap Derek Carr with C.J. Stroud in that team.
Oh, you could swap C.J. Stroud with a lot of quarterbacks.
Yeah.
You could put him in the Bears offense.
Oh my
They're
God!
a contender.
Yeah. Oh fucking A!
You could put him with Green Bay. They're a contender. You could put him with the Jets. They're a contender. You could put him in New England. They're a contender. You could put him with the Falcons. They're a contender.
Yes.
You could put him with the. I wouldn't put him with the Panthers because he'd be dead by now. I don't know how Bryce Young's still alive.
But he'll do better than Bryce Young, though. You know?
Yeah, and the thing is, like, people are, and the same thing, and it's not to bash Bryce Young, but people are saying that he's a ray of bust. There's no offensive line to protect the kid.
No. But
so how's he a fucking bust?
Yeah, the difference between him and Bryce Young is that he'll stay upright and make some throws with that shitty offensive line that Bryce Young can make because he's under duress, right?
My argument has always been this with the bust talk.
3 years in max is when we can determine whether these guys are busts or not. You cannot do it after a game or two. You cannot do it after a week or two. You can't do it after a month or two because some of these guys, it takes longer to acclimate to the game.
Yep.
As far as on the NFL level. And it's like everybody has said it, and a lot of people agree. The NCAA is one speed. The NFL is a more sped up version of college football. So you mean to tell me when Marvin Harrison Jr. comes out in this year's draft, all right, let's hypothetically say he does, and let's say you guys get him because right now it's projected he would land to the Giants, and he doesn't produce as well as he would that he did in Ohio State. Are we calling him a bust after week 1 or 2? No, you're not.
Hey, man. Shout out to the Back End Binge podcast. I appreciate you for tuning in, brother. And then right there, bro. But yeah, we're blazing it for sure, kid. We're definitely blazing it. Cigars are up. Cigars are down. Thank you for tuning in, brother, and also interacting. Appreciate you. Back Up Binge podcast. Appreciate you, brother. But no, you're absolutely right. So yeah, I mean that's where we are at right now with that team. So hey, New Orleans are a pretender from a sense that they're in a shitty division. Contenders because they're probably going to end up winning that division. And I called it at the beginning of the year. So tier 4, they might make the playoffs because that division sucks so much. The Minnesota Vikings, brother.
Yeah, but they'll be one and done. They'll be one and done though.
Yeah, it's a fucking blowout. You know what I mean? It's going to be one of those things that they're going to make the playoffs and all of a sudden they're going to lose like 28-3.
Yeah.
For shizzle, bro. For shizzle. The Minnesota Vikings. I stuck a fork in them. They were in a stick of fork in them, and I give them credit. It started with Kirk Cousins. That team is just way too talented. Addison. Look, Jefferson's probably going to come back earlier than normal because they have Dobbs, who is very serviceable, right? So I think, again, another pretender team in the bubble. We're going to see what Josh Dobbs can do. And from a one sample size game, dude did everything that a quarterback needs to do. And it makes it even more of a great feat that this dude was traded on Thursday, was thrown in on a fucking Sunday, and instinct took over, baby. The fucking Pastronaut. That's why they got him nicknamed. This kid is an aeronautical fucking engineer. All right. Hey,
he knew nobody. He didn't know the playbook. He didn't know who the receivers were.
Dude.
He And I'll give the Vikings credit for this. At least their team store had a Josh Dobbs jersey ready, unlike
Dude,
the
it was
Arizona
your boy,
Cardinals,
bro.
where Dobbs had to do a fucking. I don't get to this day why.
Why we let Dobbs walk away and keep that fucking crimson chin fuck Mason Rudolph. I can't stand him. And how he's still on this team
Utterly amazes me. How?
Sometimes I
Mason
wish
Rudolph-
Myles Garrett connected with the fucking helmet to his fucking head.
Hey.
Sometimes I wish.
It's a loyalty thing to Mason Rudolph because he could take a fucking hit. All right, the man is like that boxer who get his ass kicked at a heavyweight division, bro. You know,
it's part of that. It's part of that, but it's also nobody else is going to sign him.
Yep.
Because he can't learn a fucking playbook. When he took over for Ben, he had to have a highlights children book of a fucking playbook.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck me.
You see, remember
bring me the rocket scientist.
Bro, that dude is an aeronautical fucking genius, bro. I mean, new age Fitzpatrick, right? Remember Ryan Fitzpatrick, backup quarterback. I'm going to go in there, big balls. I'm going to sling it. It doesn't matter if I'm going to make mistakes. But yeah, you're right. You're right about that, right? I think that trade was huge. Better than the alternative for Minnesota and Jaron Hall or fucking Nick Mullins, whatever the hell you have. It didn't cost them much. Yeah, exactly. It didn't cost him much. I actually was a fan of that trade. And the fact that what he did last week, that's impressive, dude. I mean, you gotta give the dude credit. Listen, with Arizona.
A crazy rumor.
Yeah.
There was a crazy rumor with the Vikings too that I don't know how true it was, but that a former quarterback was actually considering signing with them.
Ooh,
and was a Steeler quarterback.
Who the fuck
Big
was that?
Ben was Big Ben.
Nah. Dude,
which honestly, at this point, you've been away from the game for now 2 years.
Nah, Big Ben ain't come back.
Just stay away. Don't do a Brett Favre.
You ain't gotta do that.
Don't do like a Mario Lemieux in hockey because
you ain't gotta do that.
For some it pans out, and not only that, you're finally getting healthier from playing. You spent 18 years in the league, and that's 18 years away from your family, and now you get to do all these things you get to do. Like people to me, he gets an unfair criticism because he does his own podcast, right? So now he gets to be more outspoken about things. And then people are like, how could you say that? You were the quarterback for the Steelers, and now you're going to sit here and you're going to bash this, and pick this apart, because he couldn't say it for 18 fucking years. Now he gets to say it.
He could do whatever. He could. Listen, dude. Listen, he could say whatever the fuck he wants, like Tony Romo. I want to see Big Ben in the fucking booth calling damn games like Tony Romo. All right, Matt Ryan. I don't care what level of football. I want to hear what Big Ben has to say out there in games, bro. Somebody sign this fucking kid. Big Ben, if you want to come on our show and dissect these fucking scrubs and defense and all that shit, you're welcome any fucking day, right? What do you think, Jim?
Oh God, I would fucking fangirl over that. I don't think I'd be able to talk. I'd just be sitting there like this.
Hey, look, I'm not a Steelers fan, but I'll be over here like, yo, hey, dog, you're the man.
Oh, I'd be begging for him to send me a signed jersey, some footballs.
But bro, he could send me this fucking toilet paper sign that he wiped his ass with like last night, and I'll be like, yo, I'm gonna post that shit in the fucking frame.
You know, somebody actually
fucking messaged me. So you know the whole thing we were talking about on Twitter, how like he's lethal at picking rub and tugs, and I found Deshaun's Google search. Of course, the Cleveland Browns fans, that's not right to do that. So I wish I saved the message because I just responded with, don't fucking look at it then. And then I just fucking deleted the fucking message and I just muted the person because it's like, you know what? I'm getting the last word in with Cleveland Browns fans. I'm like, go fuck yourself. I'll post what I want. You don't like it. Don't look at it. Mute. Delete. Goodbye. Fuck you. I don't care.
No, that's
because Browns fans, like, they post this shit that just like, you're still celebrating a playoff win from 2 years ago. But you don't want to talk about the loss against Kansas City.
No.
This is what we're dealing with. This is why Twitter literally is
one of the biggest dumpster fire apps because it's literally 95% full of people with Forrest Gump IQs.
and half of them are Browns fans.
I don't know. I didn't know there was so many Browns fans out there, man. One thing I'll give the Browns fans credit. They're loyal. They're loyal to a shit show.
But I'll give them that, but they should also stop fucking reproducing too, because we don't need any more. Thank you. Please stop. Wear condoms, get vasectomies. Fucking tell your wife to fucking get a hysterectomy or whatever the fuck. I don't care. Stop banging each other's fucking cousins. We don't need somebody who's born and they call their dad, their uncle, and their brother, and their godfather, and whatever else. I don't need it. Just stop fucking breeding. Please stop.
So the last one of tier 4, it's the Buffalo Bills. Just because they've been so inconsistent. Even though they beat some good teams, and I get it. Look, their defense is so fucking banged up and hurt. Like that trade for the secondary. You still got Josh Allen, regardless of the fact he is a tough dude. He can fucking make throws. He can do whatever they want. And they're the only team that I guess, unless something completely different happens with Miami and Buffalo can just get it right, they just don't have. I don't think they'll have it after Stephon Diggs. They're done, right? I mean, can't get right. And what's his name? What's the other word? Gabe Davis. I call him Can't Get Right because that dude only knows how to run one way. Can't fucking run roster shit. A complete fugazi, smoke mirrors because of that, great playoff game he had against Kansas City a couple of years ago. That's the reason why he's still relevant, but he's not the guy. Diggs, and it's just Diggs. That's it. And, Kincaid, give him credit. Hey, good tight end. Good tight end. But they don't have enough. I like James Cook. However, he's not an all-purpose back, right? So they're missing a lot of pieces in that team, shamefully, because Josh Allen is that guy. He is that quarterback, right? It just doesn't. I don't think he has enough for that team to propel to beat the Dolphins, even with the Dolphins losing against 500 teams.
Yeah, I mean, Josh Allen's been wildly inconsistent, and it hasn't been just this year. It's been the past season as well. And part of it is,
when you have a guy like Diggs who's crying, like, get me the ball. Well, when you're being double covered and Allen's forcing it in there and getting picked off, who do you blame there in that situation? To me, it kind of goes hand in hand. You can't force it in there. And it's the same thing you saw with Ben and AB years ago, where Antonio Brown's like, I have to be the guy, and I need the ball, and I don't care if I'm quadruple covered. You throw me the fucking ball. Even if it means you get an interception and people bash you for it, they're going to bash you, not me. Well, here I am to tell you that in the Allen Diggs situation, it's both their faults. Because if Diggs is double teamed, then you have to utilize your other offensive weapons. If Kincaid's out there, you fucking do a little check down to him. If Cook's open, you throw him a little something. That's it. You don't have to sit there and make every throw the big game throw, because that's what's going to hurt you in the end. And that's why the Bills are in the predicament they're in. Not only that, you don't have Matt Milano for the rest of the year, which is like the heart and soul of your defense.
I mean, you trade for Rasul Douglas. That'll help your secondary out.
That's a Band-Aid because they lost everybody in the secondary. So
yeah, it's just a temporary Band-Aid because you lost Tre'Davious White for the rest of the year. I believe he's out for the rest of the year. So you went and got a temporary Band-Aid, and even if they get into the playoffs, they're gonna limp in and they're gonna limp out. Because they're going to have to play Cincinnati or Kansas City, and they're not going to be able to keep up. At some point, Kansas City or Cincinnati is going to just say, all right, you know what? We're done playing around. Now we're just going to fucking floor it, and you're done. That's what's going to happen.
Absolutely, dude. I'm with you 100%. Now let's talk about the Bengals. They're currently in tier 4. Well, brother, that's like a fake tier 4 because they're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah.
I know Higgins is going to be hurt this week, and he's not going to play. So that means that Jamar Chase is probably going to end up, fuck it, I'm hurt, but I'm going to play. And Joe Burrow, through the last 2 games, has looked the part of the old Joe Burrow, and that's dangerous. Because even if Higgins doesn't play, Tyler Boyd is capable to take that load, all right? They got to run the football, right? Irv Smith is going to get some more love, even though he's underachieved this year as well with another good quarterback, right? But it's Joe Burrow who I put him up in the same pedestal, right? With Patrick Mahomes, the Josh Allens, right? That dude, you have that dude. He's going to make your team better. They're on tier 4 right now, but it's a fake tier 4 because I think, dude, listen, they are in the position where they're running the fucking tables in that division. You know what I mean, dude? And that's bad news for you, bad news for the Ravens, bad news for everybody else there. That's why I'm saying, look, you got to have a division winner. And right now, the division winner is not necessarily the Ravens. It could end up being the Bengals. And you got to have two wild cards out of there. That's why the Bills are on the outside looking in. Your division is so tough that the Bills may end up with over 500 but not make the playoffs because the AFC North is so fucking nasty.
Yeah.
That's
there are fugazi.
As long as Cleveland don't get in.
Yeah, look.
Well, yeah,
look,
I mean, Cincinnati in 3 weeks can move from tier 4 to tier 2.
Like
next
that.
week, Cincinnati can be in tier 2. In 2 weeks, they could be in tier 1. Think about it. 2 more wins, you're looking at 7-3. All right, that's what. Unfortunately, that's where the division is. It's such a fucking dogfight, right? And Burrow, calf injury is behind him right now. Honestly, he should never play the first 2 games of the season. Might as well lose them anyway, and get. But he's healthy now, and that's tough, man. He's looked mobile. He's making the throws that Joe Burrow is accustomed to making, and he's beat 2 good fucking teams. So the Niners, and then the Bills back to back, looking dominant. That's a problem.
Yeah, Burrow should have never played the first 2 games because they always start off slow anyway. That you're better off letting them just heal up.
Yep. He only played because of the fucking contract they gave him. So he's a dude. He's one of those guys, right? He's one of those guys that shit. No, I'm gonna go out there and still play. That's just what he does.
Yeah, just get me the massage gun on my fucking calf, and I'll be good to go.
That's it. That's absolutely.
See, at least at least Joe Burrow does massages right.
No, he does. He does it with professionals.
Yeah, well, that he uses that little fucking handheld thing. Watson's got to use actual real people for it. You don't need.
Yeah, he needs Maylin and Sukin. You know, Sukin, Fuking Jung.
Yeah, fucking Becky Sue blow and go.
Yep. Now, the next 2 teams, and we're gonna drop it off here because I'm not talking about the Jets. I'm not talking about the Falcons. I'm not gonna talk about the fucking Falcons. We're not gonna hit that shit. That's dumpster fire territory. We're not talking about Vegas. All right, fuck that. I don't care. O'Connell's got a new guy, whatever the case may be. But I got the Houston Texans in the bubble, breaking in, breaking out. It all depends.
Yeah.
But they do have DQB. Like you and I have praised them a lot. Because even before we were talking about them, we were putting CJ Stroud in conversations, right? That are teams that will make better. Just because CJ Stroud, to me, is that fucking dude. He is right now running away with the offensive rookie of the year. And I got to put this dude based on numbers and some of the wins that he's got. He's able to manufacture as a very good outlier of a team that can surprise some people. They already surprised people this year. They're better. They're way of the curve, way ahead of the curve. He's that fucking dude. They're in the outside bubble looking in. Right? That's where we're going to see what's going to happen. They're going to spoil some teams. They already have. And they're going to move into that. They're the wild card. They're a wild card, outside looking in kind of team right now. Here is where I look at because this CJ Stroud is that damn good.
And if you're a Texans fan, even if you get into wild card, lose in the wild card round, you take it because
like you just said, they're so far ahead of where I didn't have this team literally winning anything at all this year. I looked at the schedule. I'm like, oh, they're playing Jacksonville. Jacksonville's going to fucking destroy them. This will be a bloodbath. They're playing us. It's going to be a fucking bloodbath.
They destroyed Jacksonville, destroyed us.
Yep.
So those are 2 of your big upset wins right there that nobody saw coming.
Brother, you're right. They win 7 games. It's fucking remarkable.
It's a huge improvement from last year.
Right now, it's a huge improvement from last year with 4 games. I'm 4-4.
And now with that, D'Amico Ryans, you could kind of put.
Dude, D'Amico, coach of the year.
Coach of the year. You could put him in it.
Brian Dable, with winning 9 games last year, got coach of the year because he took a fucking fucked up team into the playoffs and won a playoff game. D'Amico Ryan is in the same position Brian Dable was last year with a quarterback that's 100 times better than fucking Daniel Jones. All right, dude, with no running back. I don't care how good, the running back is or whatever the case may be. They have no running game. But, dude, he is just slinging it, making Nico Collins be a Pro Bowler. Tank Dell is a rookie who's nasty. I mean, bro, Schultz. We knew what he did with Dallas. He's out there like picking up the football and doing fucking tight end one kind of shit back-to-back weeks. Bro, let's go. I mean, out of all the weeks, at least, Darren Schultz has had like top tight end one numbers already. That's a quarterback. Is that Darren Schultz?
Wish I didn't drop him in fantasy.
All right.
Wish I didn't drop him in fantasy.
I picked his ass up, even though I'm struggling.
I did. Yeah, please. My fantasy season was done after Rodgers went down. I've just been getting fucked left and right. I fucking feel like a porn star who's got to go for STD testing every other fucking day.
Yeah, you got to make sure you're wearing the condom.
Yeah, well, so I'm getting raw dogged every fucking week. Even games I should be winning, guys not producing what they should be producing. Like fucking George Pickens, could you fucking do something?
Man, come on, man. I don't know what that's an anomaly to me, bro. He's way too talented to not be used.
Yeah.
Or because look, the targets have been there, but in the last couple of weeks, I don't know what's going. That's my Canada territory. Last team on the outside looking in, and they're two-way talented. I know they had some injuries, but let's go down to the Chargers, right? We know what you have with Justin Herbert. They're my last team in the outside bubble looking in who can make a run or completely melt down. And you just got to say it because they have Keenan Allen, Austin Eckler, and Justin Herbert, all right, in the mix. And I think Justin Herbert, he got paid, but I think he's a quarterback that could be elite status. So they're right now second after the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, shit.
Bears better do
Something in the second half. That's all I know. I need the fucking money line over 20. DJ fucking Moore to score. Ugh, fucking hate parlays. I should never do them again.
fucking crap.
Yeah, I think the Browns fans sabotage our show tonight. The fucking is.
Oh yeah, they are.
They're fucking us over with the internet, bro. I don't know what it is. This is the first time it's ever happened. We apologize. Thank God for the restart time on my computer. That's pretty fast, but I don't know what's going on here tonight, man. They're sabotage show. Hey, where the fuck are we? Man? My bad.
I don't even get how Cleveland Browns fans know how to use the internet.
You're right. I mean, they're married to like their first cousin and shit. So we left off at the.
They fucking remind me of
what's his face? What the fuck is it from? Fucking John Malkovich when he plays like a fucking idiot. He's like, swing raid.
No, hold on a second. John Malkovich reminds me of remember the movie Rounders? Hey,
yeah.
I just stick it to you. You know what I'm saying? What are you doing? You know, when you call me old in, you know, it's one of my favorite movies, by the way, because I'm a big poker player. Also, I used to be. So, but check this out. So I think we lift off the Chargers, right? Chargers.
Yeah.
Outside bubble looking in, a lot of talent. That division is a little weird, and they're so behind the. It's gonna have to like fight their asses off. Then we're gonna leave it out there. That's like the outside looking in. Them and the Texans outside looking in, and I honestly I believe that they have an opportunity to run the tables here because they do have a lot of talent. Look, Justin Herbert, as much as knock as he get, he's had a really good season. The numbers don't lie. Phillip Rivers 2.0. However, they should not be fucking 4-4.
Well, the reason why they're 4-4 is that defense is so
weak.
I wouldn't say
unless you play the Jets. Unless you play the Jets.
It's inconsistent because you play the Jets and you have Bosa, Khalil Mack, and Tua Tupa friggin' destroying Zach Wilson. He was on his back more than friggin' Jenna Jameson has ever been on a mattress.
Yep. I mean, yeah,
if that defense plays like that the rest of the year, I can honestly say they have the potential to run the table and get a wild card spot.
Yep.
But it's going to be tough.
Zach Wilson was more on his knees than Debbie Does Dallas 29 or fucking Talk to Me Dirty 25. I mean, it's one of those two, all right? And these young bucks have no idea what the fuck that is because that's VHS gold, all right, from back in the day.
They don't even know what VHS is.
Fucking hey, we're getting old, dude.
Oh, God.
But I think
if I fucking reach the age of my dispatcher who's watching, who's like 60 fucking something years old, just fucking take me out and shoot me in the back of the fucking head like old Yeller.
Hey, listen, dude. Unfortunately, I gotta make it that old because I started having kids at fucking 35, and then 40 for my second one. So I gotta be around, dude. I have no choice, dude. All right. So I gotta make it to at least 70. All right. So I could like maybe hopefully walk my daughter down the aisle.
Yeah, I don't want to have to walk mine down the aisle. I don't want her to get married. I don't even want her dating, bud.
Oh, dude. Well, yours is older than mine. How old is your daughter, if you don't mind me asking?
16.
6. Wow, dude. Yeah, you're in the mix, bro.
Yeah.
You're in the mix.
It's weird because when I was born, my dad was 25, and then when I had mine, I was 25.
No, see, me, in my case, though, 30. Look, I married my wife at 32. She's younger than I am, like a lot younger. And then my daughter is 10. God bless her soul. It's my baby. My son is 6. So no, dude, I gotta work. I gotta stay upright for like a while. So thank God for that huge insurance policy I have in my ass, which I fucking gotta work like extra hours for it. But hey, we gotta do we gotta do what we gotta do as parents, bro, as fathers. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Hey,
and to those who think that being a dad is like a job, no, it's not a fucking job. It's a responsibility. It's
I wouldn't say it's a privilege.
It is
to be one. And so for those, I know a lot of deadbeat dads.
Me too.
And for those who have kids that you spend no time with them,
you're a fucking asshole. Just
listen, brother. Listen, we are shaping the minds of the future, right? And I'm a big advocate, bro. You know, being born in a fucking communist country, coming to the United States of America and getting an opportunity that I would never have because I still got family left in that fucking country, right?
Yeah.
The fact that I have the opportunity to provide and do all these things for my kids, dude, it's out there, and that's where my dad busted his ass and risked his ass to get my ass over here, my mom and my brother and all that kind of shit. So it's a privilege, not a responsibility. And listen, bro, that privilege comes a lot of responsibility with it. So, like you said, deadbeat bads can go fucking pound sand because it's not just busting nut inside of somebody's chick, right? So,
yeah,
fuck you.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. So that's what we got. We're pretenders and contenders, man. We kicked every tier. We did what we're supposed to do. So now we're gonna head over to the bullshit. But before we get to you, right, we gotta hit the dumbass of the week first because I like to end up with the Jim's douchebag of the week because I threw another little. I feel kind of lonely not having a category. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, listen, I was a dumbass growing up most of my life. But listen, man, we got the dumbass of the week coming up right now. And look, let's play the intro for the dumbass of the week before I hit the slide. Ready? Here we go. Hopefully the internet doesn't fucking crash.
Dumbass, 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 dumbass.
Jim, the dumbass of the week in my book, let me just click the slide here, is my New York Giants front office because we fucking gave this dude all the cash. He's out for the season. Granted, of the offensive line, whatever the bullshit it is. And I was one of those guys that said, look, you got to pay him because of market price or whatever the case may be. But I think right now, if I had a time machine to go back, I would have paid Saquon to fucking franchise this motherfucker right here.
That's what I've been saying. You paid the wrong guy.
We paid the wrong guy. I mean, usually you covet it. You try to cover the most important position, which is quarterbacks. Fucking A, bro. In this case, we were so wrong. I was wrong. Yeah. Giants Nation was wrong. I don't give a shit who was wrong. Showing, all right, the GM was wrong, even though he did a great job. This is bullshit, all right? I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, the starting quarterback is out for the season. Tyrod Taylor may not see another snap again. I got fucking Tommy DeVito or Donnie DeVito, whatever the fuck DeVito is, my starting quarterback. All right, we signed Jacob Easton to the fucking staff, to the practice squad. Matt Barkley's in our squad as a quarterback. Dude, this is so bad. The Giants front office organization are my dumbass of the week for all this shit that just transpired right in the last season. It's horrible. I'm shocked we got 2 games.
I have no issue when you pay a franchise quarterback, but here's the thing, and this is just in my opinion, Daniel Jones is not the franchise quarterback for the New York Giants. You may have to go through the draft to find him. And you know who you can really blame for all this? This goes before the contract, before his injury. Mm-hmm. The guy who drafted him, who was fucking huffing paint cans during the draft,
yes,
David Gettleman, because he believed a report that the Redskins were going to draft. And now, mind you, this is the Dwayne Haskins draft.
Rest in peace.
Right? He believed that the Redskins were going to draft Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones, I guarantee you, was on nobody's draft board. In
Not
the first round, the second round, the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, the year after, even next year's draft, he's still not on the fucking draft board.
Then you paid him all this money, and Giants fans
that I know are like, well, why are you bashing this? I said, because this is not your guy. This is not the guy to replace Eli Manning. He had 1 good year. That doesn't mean you pay him. You make him take the franchise tender and prove it again. Yeah. Because now you're stuck with this contract. You, in essence, minus the only good thing you did here is you didn't give him a fully guaranteed deal, unlike fucking Cleveland. But you kind of Cleveland yourselves in a bit here because now you're paying this guy and you can't get out of it.
The only positive thing about that contract is you technically can have him for 1 more year, draft a quarterback, and just suffer for 1 more year. That's it. Better than any other, scenario, because we did restructure his contract. He got paid a lot of money up front. That's the only thing that makes me sleep a little better at night. Yeah, it's a shit show fucking signing. Absolutely. God, we were snowed. I guess everybody thought this next Eli because he looks like Eli, because he wore the same zip-up fucking pullover as Eli, right? And the same shit. But last
year,
he don't
play like Eli.
No, he had he didn't have a great year last year either, if you think about his numbers. However, that win in the playoffs against the Minnesota Vikings, that got him signed. Yeah. And we fell for the banana in the tailpipe kind of shit.
But it's the same thing like with Pittsburgh, with Kenny Pickett trying to replace Ben Roethlisberger. You're asking Daniel Jones to replace Eli Manning and replicate everything Eli Manning did, and it's very hard to do when the bar is here. The bar is way up here, and guys like Daniel Jones and Kenny Pickett are well below it. They're here. And I can honestly say that as a Steeler fan, that Kenny Pickett is not where he should be in year 2. But you have to let him progress. If it's the same bullshit in year 3,
we're having a completely different discussion.
Yep.
We're talking about moving on, drafting, trading, free agency, whatever it is to replace
this guy. Because then you'll have to realize that he's not the guy. And the Giants and the fan base need to realize Daniel Jones is not your guy. Barkley is your running back. The only thing that hurts Barkley is his injuries, because he could be that anomaly like Derrick Henry if he didn't have to deal with all the injuries.
But you know what's crazy, bro? If you would have given Barkley a 4-year contract with the same terms, loaded up front, people would not be bitching as much as they do now, because Barkley is the offense.
Yeah, right now he is.
That's it. So, dumbass of the week, the Giants, fucking Daniel Jones and his mother and everybody that you know. I mean, trust me, all of us. I am one of those guys. Yeah, you know. Again, I gotta blame myself too. But fuck this guy. I mean, and again, look, I don't want to fire Brian Daboll. Brian Daboll.
No, I think you guys have something with him. I think it's just
it's the same thing.
Like with Kansas City, you're missing a true number 1 wide receiver. You don't have it. You have 3s and 4s trying to be 1s and 2s. That's what you have here. You have a number 1 running back. Your offensive line, Evan Neal, is garbage. Let's be real about it. He's just fucking garbage. Andrew Thomas has improved, and that's saying a lot. It's ugh. Thank God I'm not a Giants fan. I couldn't put up with it. Thank God I couldn't put up with it. But yeah. Giants front office. Dumbass of the week. Dumbass contract. I've been saying it forever. You shouldn't have drafted him. Shouldn't have freaking given him the contract. It was one fluke year that was good, and you're paying. I don't get if you're a Giants fan. I just don't get how you wake up every Sunday hoping to watch this game unless you're drinking a ton of fucking alcohol. Because that's what I would be doing if I was a Giants fan. I would be drinking the night before into the next day and hopefully blacking out before this fucking game started. That's what I would be doing, because it's fucking pitiful. Pitiful what they're doing. Fucking pitiful. Kind of like this Thursday night game is fucking pitiful. I'm guessing we lost E-Man again because friggin' Browns fans are fucking hacking the fucking internet over there in friggin' Florida. It's the only thing they know how to hack. Because they can't hack a win. For shit. That's for sure.
These Thursday night games.
Ugh, come on. I mean, at least next week you have Bengals, Ravens. That's a marquee matchup for Thursday night. But both are coming off a friggin' short week, which
they got to do the scheduling better for Thursday night football. I mean,
have these guys on a bye week, then come back and play Thursday. That's the fuck do I know?
This fucking show, one way or the other. What the fuck, man?
Don't worry. I kind of kept it going this time instead of sitting there looking like a fucking deaf mute.
All good, bro. All good, man. That's good. Professionalism at its fucking finest, all right?
Well, the past 2 times I just sat there and looked at the screen like,
Fuck Daniel Jones and his mother and everybody else with it, all right, bro? Here you go. Hey, fuck this guy right here. Hey, fuck him. Jim, it is time before the goes out again, all right? 2, now, hold on a second. Let me get the right fucking pages over here. 4, the Jim douchebag of the week. And let me hit the intro as always. Ready? Hold on a second. Because this shit is, your douchebag of the week intro is legend.
You're a douchebag. 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 You're a douchebag. Douchebag.
Thank God for my fucking fast restart. But anyway, douchebag of the week. Hey,
yes.
Are these fucking refs really fucking us over, bro? I mean, they are, right?
They are. This is a problem that's been getting worse every fucking year. Let's go. I'm going to use this as a prime example. Commanders, Patriots.
Okay. Mac Jones gets sacked. A clean sack.
Roughing the passer.
Where? Marquise Brown against the fucking Cleveland shit-stained Elves.
Runs a simple little route, spins, offensive pass interference. What the fuck are these referees looking at? What are they watching?
How is it I'm at home, okay, and I'm thousands of miles away from all these games, like every other fan? I can see these penalties. I can see them.
Last Thursday, it's about time they called the holding penalty on the friggin' offensive line against fucking TJ Watt. It's about fucking time.
I don't understand what the issue is with NFL officiating. I get it's a hard job. You're not going to get every call right. But how is it that these players can't speak their mind about the officials? They get fined, but these officials can fucking shit the bed week in and week out, and they get no punishment. They get to fucking referee Super Bowls. Are you kidding? Roger Goodell, you know, bald, spineless fucking twat bag. All right?
You are the worst commissioner. You hold nobody accountable.
You should be part of this douchebag of the week. And because these referees are douchebags, you're a douchebag, and eventually nobody's going to watch this product anymore because they're going to get so fucking sick and tired of it.
It is.
They're going to get so sick and tired of it. And you're feeding into the conspiracy theories ego of sports betting has everything to do with this. Vegas has everything to do with this, not the Raiders, because they came and win in their own fucking house unless they play the Giants without Daniel Jones. And which, by the way, Vegas Raiders, if you're going to smoke victory cigars, don't smoke little fucking nub bullshits, all right? Go get yourself a fucking lunatic. Get yourself a Cohiba. Get yourself something. Max Crosby was fucking smoking something so small he holds it when he pees. All right? Which, by the way, Max Crosby, you're another douchebag because you, Max Crosby, almost had yourself one hell of a fraudulent slip before that Giant game in that video. Friggin'
wanting everybody to show up to Allegiant, and he's like, I want all my, and then, yeah, you're an asshole too.
Yeah, you know, it's funny, right? This is the first time, not the first time, we've always seen questionable calls, right? The Drew Brees fucking touchdown and all that kind of shit. However, the refs have inserted themselves as the outlier and the reason why a game has been won or lost, right? So nobody comes to the stadium or watches a game for you fuckers to make the game-winning decision here with a shitty fucking call. Let the players play. Granted, your job is to make sure that nothing is out of line, but come on, man. It's bullshit.
I understand player safety. I get all that. I get you want to protect. I understand you want to protect the quarterback, but some of these roughing the passer calls are some of the fucking weakest things I've ever seen. It's almost as bad as the NBA with LeBron James, where if you walk past them and just say hi, it's a flagrant one. Okay,
bro, not just the quarterbacks. Some of these like roughing, like some of these guys are going out there and tackling with their shoulder first and hitting a wide receiver on their pads, and you're calling fucking roughing penalties here? It's bullshit.
Yeah.
What do you expect them to do? If they gotta go low, you gotta call the same fucking call. Where are you expecting? Because it's not just the quarterbacks anymore. It's becoming like a wide receiver is getting hit, and you're calling roughing or a sportsmanlike conduct on that play on the fucking DB, bro. You know what I'm saying? On the corner. Come on. What do you want to do?
You can't tackle high, you can't tackle low, you can't none. And that's why, and I said it a few weeks ago, I find it quite coincidental how in 2028, flag football is now an Olympic sport, because a few years after that, that's what the NFL will become. It will be known as the National Flag Football League. That's what it will become. I said it weeks ago, I'll say it now, and I'm going to say it when it happens fucking 7 years from now. It's going to happen, because that's the road it's going.
And I'm going to stop watching at that point. Because I don't want to.
You are literally Roger Goodell is literally letting this product get ruined by
referees who think they're bigger than the game.
At times.
Yep.
And we've seen it. And there's a few examples. We'll go back to Rams Saints. the pass interference that was never called versus the pass
Yes,
interference on Joe Hayden that didn't exist. Or let's go back to Jesse James
not surviving the ground when he caught the ball, made a football move, recovered his own fumble in the end zone. That's not a catch. Didn't survive the ground, but in the Super Bowl, James White had the same exact thing happen, and it was ruled a catch by the same official who said in week 16, or whatever week it was when the Steelers played the Patriots, that it wasn't a catch. So
I hate to agree with Des Bryant, but the NFL does not know what a catch is.
Wow. Yeah. You know what? Damn. That's some truth-worthy shit.
I mean, there's been a lot of game-changing calls, not just this year, not just last year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. You go down the friggin' line, and it's one of those again.
When does Goodell step in
and find his sack and say, "I got to put a stop to this"? You know, like you know how like on MLB, there's somebody on Twitter who does like this, like
they release the gradings of the umpires
from strikes to balls, right? They need to do that with the NFL, where they get graded based on calls. Because I honestly like watching a game where there's little to no flags being thrown at all. Because you can have a first quarter last 45 fucking minutes because everything's a flag. Oh, right guard sneezed. That's a 15-yard penalty.
Yep.
Come on.
No, look, I never seen a year where the refs have been the story or the deciding factor of a game as much as we have seen this season. And that's the fucking problem.
But I will say this. They're not the ultimate reason why your team loses. Because the way for your team to win is you have to score when you have the ball. You have to take advantage of turnovers. You have to, you have to execute on game plays. If you don't do that,
you can sit there and blame the officials all you want.
But you didn't take advantage of opportunities when you had the ball, whether it's at the goal line or you were gifted a penalty that you easily could have put 3 up on the board and you didn't. Whatever it is. So the refs have a minor hand in it. But you also, too, because there's guys that'll sit there and say, we lost because of the officials. Well, not for nothing, and I'll go to the Steeler-Jaguar game as a prime example. The referees didn't make Mitch Trubisky throw a ball into double coverage.
No.
Mitch Trubisky threw the ball into double coverage. The Steelers didn't lose that game because of officiating. Were there bad calls in that game? Yes. Garrett has even agreed. Like the one with the field goal that was negated. It's a penalty on both teams, offset, retry the kick. They didn't do that. And like Garrett said, congratulations. Now you lose 20-13 instead of 20-10. Yeah.
That's absolutely correct.
But these officials can't even get the call right. It's like they forgot what the rule book is, and they're just out there winging it like they're fucking cooking pasta, and they just throw it at the wall. It sticks. Okay, this works. That's what they're doing.
Hey,
it's atrocious.
Man, my means up here at this fucking graphic say very well. Any of you guys know the rules? Nope, because they're fucking calling against the rules, right? Roses are red, right? The grass is green. We don't screw in your favorite team. I don't think they're screwing your favorite team, but there are calls associated that are making some decisions here that are altering the outcome of the game. So therefore, you know what? Look, they're not to solely blame the outcome of a game, but they are a big encouragement of leading to a specific scenario where a game can be lost or won. Unfortunately.
Like you go back to the Super Bowl. Bradbury on covering Juju Smith-Schuster.
Listen.
He admitted to grabbing him. Bradbury admitted after the game, I grabbed him, and you have people sitting there, we lost because of the officials. It should have never been thrown there. No. Okay, granted, you may not have... This is the other issue with officiating. Is there's penalties they allow to not get called. And this is where this conspiracy comes into play. You don't call it for 3.5 quarters. Now with 5 minutes left, in the most dramatic part of the game is when we decide to throw the flag. You didn't throw it for the first 3.5 quarters, so don't throw it now. Just let it play out. Let it play the fuck out. That's it. It's not hard.
That's where I think the the difference needs to be made. Let them play out. Let the players look.
Yeah.
There's going to be always calls that where it's going to be a 50-50. That's always been part of the game. But yeah, I think right now the 50-50 calls are becoming more of a 60-40 percentage. So that's where the referees, they need to like get themselves out of the equation, and that's where we are right now. And it sucks. It sucks because it's ruining the quality of the fucking game.
Yeah. Not for nothing. I don't turn on football to watch the officials. I turn on to watch the fucking game.
There we go.
Not the officials.
And the words of
I don't need to see fucking Sean Hockley out there with his fucking gigantic Hulk Hogan pythons flexing while he's throwing a flag, calling a bullshit roughing the passer call. I don't need to see it. I didn't fucking put on the game to watch your fucking ass.
Hey, on the words of Herman Boone and the Remember the Titans, let the boys play. Let them boys play, ref. You're cheating. Let the boys play.
Yeah. Let them play. It's football. It's a physical fucking sport, and we're making it. You know, soon it's gonna be like fucking watching fucking ballerinas and shit. Just put fucking tutu. It's sad. It's sad when Tom Brady, who was protected by these NFL officials for so long, comes out and says they're ruining the integrity of the game.
What does that tell you?
That guy that was most protected by the rules of the game. No, the guy
so
that they
protected
the rules
to the fact that they made up a rule that didn't even exist. When was the last time you seen a tuck rule called? Because I haven't seen it,
dude. They changed the games because of him, right? But when he goes out there and like you're right, he points out the obvious. Yeah, we have a problem. So I think it needs to be a nice happy medium, right? Which maybe a little bit less or before than like 20 years ago, but at the end of the day, bro, you still got to let the players decide the game and not the refs.
Yeah. And again, because there's going to be people that are going to say, oh, so you don't care about player safety. No, I care about player safety.
Yeah, because you want your team to have your players, perform, right?
Listen, we don't want to see injuries. Even if it's on a team I hate the most, yes, Cleveland, I don't even want to see a guy like Myles Garrett get hurt. Deshaun, different fucking story because you're a different level of fucking douche. Okay? We don't want to see injuries in the game. Again, we have to protect the player.
But when a guy is tackling somebody, the Jaguar-Steelers game is another prime example. Clean hit on Trevor Lawrence. Let's call that roughing the passer. Kenny Pickett gets the ball away. 5 seconds later, he's getting fucking thrown through the turf.
No roughing the passer.
So it's roughing the passer in one instance, but it's not roughing the passer in the other.
Make it make sense.
If you call it on one side, then you have to call it on the other. You have to listen. If you're going to throw 1,000 flags, they make it equal. 500 on you, 500 on you for the same shit. That's all I ask.
No, I am with you 100%. So, hey man, you know what? You picked a really good douchebag of the week with these refs. It's going to be an ongoing issue year after year. It is what it is. So, hey. Look, listen, I want to like keep going, but the fact that my internet, I don't know if it's my internet. I don't know what the fuck's going on today. We've gone off a little bit off the rails here and we've gone back. But there's one thing about us, bro. You and I are professionals, bro. It doesn't matter what technical difficulties we have. We keep going back.
Exactly.
Shout out to tomorrow is Veterans Day. I'm a big advocate of our veterans, bro. I a family who served in the military. Retired in the military. I got friends that I went to high school with who served 20 years. And shout out to these individuals, man, because without them, you and I cannot be here today talking all the shit that we're talking for fucking over 2 hours. And in a day where our military is suffering because we don't have the amount of people, pledging and signing up because of whatever other bullshit and political bullshit is going. I still want to recognize the individuals that lost their lives for this, 9/11, everything else, regardless of politicians and all the bullshit. You still have individuals that sacrifice a lot for this country, so you and I can be over here talking shit and bashing players and bashing refs. Shout out to these guys, man. Veterans Day to me should not be once a year. It should be every fucking day. You see a veteran, please give them your thoughts. Thank them for the service that they've done for this country. So individuals like me and Jim and Pat McAfee and all these fuckers or ESPN and Fox Sports or whatever fucking, media out there talking shit. The reason why we are able to do this because they went out there to war and sacrificed and died for us. So, hey, happy Veterans Day, everybody. See a veteran on the street, whether it's a guy that's homeless or whatever the case may be, fucking thank him. Don't be a douche, all right?
Yeah.
Douchebag of the week.
Yeah, don't be that fucking guy.
Man, Jim, we there was one where like a real we had a lot of battles. We had a lot of like barriers. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I look, listen, we never had this problem. I don't know if it's my internet or whatever the case may be, but hey, man, we still put through. We're professionals. We do what we do.
Mm-hmm.
I want to appreciate everybody that listened, watched through the hiccups today. Thank you. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
It hasn't been rough, but listen, if you stuck around, you listen to some hard content and realism right here. Bluntness and straight truth. We don't fucking sugarcoat anything. So thank you very much for watching and listening. So, hey, without being said, brother, hey, I don't even know what the score is of this game. It's happening on Thursday night, but
16-10.
Really? Who's
Bears
winning?
are actually winning.
Get the fuck out of here. I mean, I
Bears,
said
16-10.
I said DJ Moore this week. So
I
don't
don't
even know
know
what
if
he's
he's done anything yet, but I need him as an anytime scorer. That's all I know.
Oh, there we go. Well, thank you everybody for listening and watching. We appreciate you. This is your boy E-Man from the Average Joe Sports Talk Podcast, alongside, as always, with my man who spits the truth.
Jim from Fan in the Van.
And we will see you in a couple of weeks. Peace.
Yo!